What's up, folks? Slice'em here with Slice'em Gaming, and it's time for episode 3 with the Valiant Lost. So, last time, if you didn't watch it, we had a bunch of crazy stuff happen, and we're going to see what happens here. So, hope you guys enjoy. Come in, have fun, have a chat, and don't hesitate to ask what's going on. I'll be happy to answer any questions. With that being said, we'll let the DM get to starting and explaining, and he'll tell us the backstory to the players to make sure we're all up to date, which means you get a little bit of a refresh as well. So, best of luck. Let's hope nobody dies, or if so, it's somebody I don't like.
Alrighty, guys. So we are back after a fun, long week hiatus. Time to get back to it. So we're going to do a quick recap. So last time, our group of Valiant Lost found themselves in the Wizards of Wine winery. And while there, they were confronted with a group of druids that had moved into the winery, kicking out the appropriate owners, the Mardikovs. Upon taking control of the winery, they were searching for an artifact, a amulet that had the shape of a raven on it. And they also had come into possession a magical gem that helped keep the fields around the winery lush and green throughout the year, through all seasons. So they've been tasked by this by the Mardikovs at the Blue Moon Inn back in Valakai. Now, once here, the group had managed to make it through the druids and ended up coming into contact with what appeared to be the mastermind behind it all. And he was carrying a black staff that pulsated and had almost like a blood-like ooze on it. And Renard managed to disarm him, quite literally, in fact, and when he fell down, the staff ended up becoming a large tree blight, and the party attacked and did their best against him, and after some quick thinking on Ginger's part by disarming or shooting the roots that were holding poor Ren in place, he was able to go in and deliver the killing blow, but not before poor Lucy and Rocky went down. After that, everyone got back up, and Renard tried to sell the staff back to Davian Mardikov, who wanted no part of it. And in the midst of all of that craziness, Lucy decided to pick it up. And when she did so, she found that the staff began to bond with her hand, embedding little root-like substances into her palm. And she then found that the small needle and twig blights that had plagued them before would come into existence and would obey her commandments to a degree before dissipating back into the ground. So, with that crazy discovery, Davian was able to provide them with a cart laden with wine that would be taken back to Valakai. And so we find our team now traveling on that cart back to Valakai. Go ahead and take it away, guys.
I think I asked, are we able to take a short rest on the way back?
Yes.
Okay, Lucy, if anyone else needs to, Lucy's going to hum a song, because I don't think she can play an instrument. But it gives you an additional D6.
Terrible. You gotta remember, this is the guy that picked up the evil staff at the end of the deal last time.
Taking a rest.
Terrible.
And Renard is going to
choice.
ride on top of one of the caskets that's on the cart and just drink wine on the way back.
With us leveling, are we allowing full hit points, or do we have to rest, or what are we doing?
You still have to rest, but you guys will be able to rest, so...
I was say, if not, I'll cast a couple spells, then rest to recover my spells. So
here's the thing: you guys are going to be in a position to rest. So if you want to go ahead and just manually refill all of your stuff, it's going to be fine.
Okay, I just want to make sure first.
No problem.
All right. In that case, I think we didn't bring our horses all the way up, if I remember right. Correct?
Correct. At this point, the caravan that you guys have, you're able to ride down and get them. All of the wood.
What's up, Michael B? How you doing, man?
Dissipated and fallen into like
it's
little
up next
and such around the area.
And if I don't do it today, I'll do it tomorrow. But the new challenge is coming up.
So you won't have any problems going back and retrieving your horses and then being able to continue on.
Okay, well in that case, I'm just going down to where our horse is. I'm going to take my horse. I mean, that's my biggest deal, so.
Sure.
I was gonna follow and grab the rest of the horses too.
Okay, so who's actually going to be controlling the caravan then?
Ginger.
I'll drive it.
Scary.
Okay.
Is gonna sit and stare at this thing that she's done to herself.
Nard, seeing Lucy wrapping her hand up in that bandage, is gonna say, you know, I'm kind of worried about you and what happened there, but it's so much cooler than letting that idiot destroy her staff. And he's gonna pass her a bottle of wine.
I mean, yeah, it's all gonna work out great, right? We'll just go back to town and like get this like a wizard will just fix this and then we'll make a lot of money.
Yeah, sure, we'll get this thing sorted out.
Lol.
Idiots.
Can Lucy do an attunement in a short rest, or should I wait until a long rest?
You can do it in a short rest, that is correct.
These.
I'm just
They
gonna
decided to pick up an evil staff.
figure
Not
this
her.
out then. She's just gonna stare at it for a while.
Jeez.
And I'm going to go ahead and show you the item that is attached to her.
I'm
And
gonna
there,
pop
guys.
up the screen so we can see it.
I'm just going to see that.
Is that the pool of blood that the guy was laying in when we picked it up?
if you'd like to use that for effect, I think that actually is just an artist's rendition of background. But that is what is currently stuck on her hand.
Does Lucy need to be worried about blood-borne pathogens? Since it's full of like druid blood or whatever.
You receive a
We'll find out.
quarter of a level of druid, so now you've lost all your bardic spells. You're screwed.
Ah, dang.
Or go ahead and roll on the hepatitis chart to see what letter you get.
Yeah, right?
Terrible decisions.
It's gonna be a long night.
Terrible decisions. Jeez. All right. Unless we get interrupted to town, I don't think we're doing anything particular, correct? I mean, everybody's cool with going back to town and seeing what happens?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
So, unless you've got something for us,
Drinking into a stupor.
to town we go.
All right. So, the caravan goes back onto the road, and you begin to make your way back up towards the town of Valakai.
Ugh,
And
terrible decisions.
at this point in the day, you're looking at
But that's what makes it fun.
late
So
afternoon.
we'll see what happens.
Only a few more hours till dark. So as you approach the town, coming up to the wall that's around it, and again you see the familiar wolf heads on pikes that are scattered around it. You see a few guards continuing to kind of keep watching over you guys. And I'm gonna, for the benefit of the group there, I'm going to actually switch us over to the town again, just so you guys can remember. There we go.
About what time would you say it is?
A few hours till dark.
Okay, so we still have time to get through the gate before it closes, it sounds like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
You guys headed out in the morning
So
before. and
they threatened
spent
to lock
all
us
your
out of this
day
town we're helping
fighting
protect.
druids and other things.
If we didn't make it back by a
You're-
certain time,
you're getting-
which
you're
is
getting- you're
absolutely
getting time to get
ridiculous,
back.
but whatever. We'll see what happens.
So, approaching the gates and kind of moving past them right there, you can see the gate guards now kind of looking at you with their mouth agape, and they see you, and they see the caravan and the proudly emblazoned symbols and words of the Wizards of Winery written on it. And one of the gate guards, oh, look, the caravan, the winery, finally, they're delivering it at last.
Good news, everyone! The wine is flowing again!
and you see a couple of the townspeople nearby the gate there that see you and the guards, and they all kind of like give a just a little cheer up at the group, and you guys begin to then move your caravan proudly down the road there.
I'll stand up and take some bows.
I was just gonna say, I'm gonna stand up and bow on the casket as we ride by these folks.
Lucy's gonna wave, like a pageant wave.
I'll just
With her
slightly.
good arm.
With your staff hand.
She's gonna try it, and then she'll remember, and then just do it with her other one.
I'll slightly ride out in front and just not really acknowledging, just get out a little bit and go.
So, moving further into the town, at this point now, you can see that the festivities for the
Not good.
Sun Festival are beginning to really ramp up there. Everyone is trying to get everything done because, as you can see on many of the banners nearby, tomorrow is the day of the festival. And as you guys are making your way up towards the inn, the Blue Water Inn, you are greeted by a man. And he is approaching you. And he has a couple guards around him, and he has 2 large mastiffs as well that are right next to him. And he's kind of a shorter man, average height.
Michael B, how's it
as
going,
far
man?
as that, just a little below average, taller than you guys for the most part. He's got pale white skin, and his hair is it's kind of disheveled, long, kind of hanging down around his shoulders there, and a bit of a receding hairline there. And he's wearing an elegant red robe. It's embroidered with gold trim on the sides, and you can see a bit of white underneath that red robe there. And on his hand, you can see a few gems, rings that are on there. And he's kind of walking up, and he sees all of you, and he's got a very big plastered smile on his face. And as he sees all of you coming up with the caravan, he just kind of calls out, like, "Ah, yes! All will be well. I have told you this." And he turns around and looks at all of the townspeople nearby. "I have told you all would be well. You would have trusted me. And as you can see, there, we have our answer. The wine will flow. The Martikovs have made good. And all will be well. The festival will be quite good." And he kind of walks over to the group of you and he says, "Ah, yes. You have done well. You have done a fine job." And he's just beaming with just this overblown enthusiasm as he kind of like walks over and he kind of like grabs your hand, Rocky, and he begins to shake it like really vigorously, like just up and down, as if he almost would pull your arm off if he was strong enough.
Hey, no problem, Mayor. What's his name? We got you, man. Gonna throw him a bottle of wine.
Who the hell is this guy?
I think that's Mayor. What's his name?
Maranoid.
Have we met him before?
Nah, I don't think you guys have. But you're about to.
He's acting like we know him.
And so the Baron kind of overhears a little bit what you're saying there, and he says, "Yes, I believe not all of us were properly introduced before. I am Baron Valkovich, and the Martikovs informed me of the heroes they had hired to send to the Wizards of Wine Winery to bring back our wine and end whatever menace was happening there. So I have been anxiously waiting, hoping that you would return, and it seems that I was right. All was well. And here you are. How wonderful. I trust you'll all be at the festival tomorrow."
You
The
gonna have
blazing
wine?
sun. "Oh, yes, we'll have the finest wine. You saw to that. I am very pleased indeed. At some point, you should perhaps swing by the manor. We could properly thank you for what you've done today. But as it sits..." Go ahead, someone said what now?
Wouldn't miss it.
Shame.
Yes. Well, I have things to do. I must be off, and so much to do before tomorrow. My wife will be waiting. I bid you good evening, and I'm sure tomorrow we'll all see each other. And he kind of kind of bows a little bit, and then kind of like adjusts his shoulders a little bit, and kind of like dusts off his arm there. And Rocky, I need you to make a perception check.
Okay. Perception.
Okay. And then I'm going to have Red
Oh.
make one as well, please. Okay. So the Baron turns and begins to walk away with his little entourage of guards going with him, his two large mastiffs following next to him. And Rocky, you're just kind of like, okay, whatever. This is a little unusual.
Dude.
But Ren, you do notice, though, out of the corner of your eye, as the man is walking away, as he just turned his back, you can see his face, that beaming smile, drops just for an instant, and you can see him kind of wiping his hand off on one of his guards' shoulders as he's walking.
Oh, he's a racist.
Whose hand did he shake?
Rocky's.
I'll look over at Rocky. Don't think he likes you, big guy.
Huh? I'll just be a little, like, confused. What? Why? What? I guess I'm not paying attention with all this nonsense going on.
By the looks of it, looks like he just grabbed a bottle of shit.
He did what now?
Wiped his hands on his trousers. Actually, on his guard's trousers.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Chewy.
Fair enough. Makes no sense, but I wonder why.
Maybe your hands smell like crap. When's the last time you washed them?
I mean, there's probably a lot of blood on your hands still.
It's very fair. But still. Interesting.
Did you wipe all the druid goo off? Because it took me a while to get it off.
I'll look at my hands. I don't notice anything, but
Give him a sniff.
here, Lucy. I'll throw them up in Lucy's face.
I smell some druid goo.
That's coming from your
Kind
staff.
of like a horsey smell.
That's from your staff.
Some leather.
You're
Sweat.
holding your,
Rocks? Nah, I got nothing.
yeah. Odd. Real odd.
I don't like him.
What's up, Braz? Just did the side event last chapter, 100%. Hold on. Well, I'm not a fan now. I guess we'll see what happens. Either way. Let's get in here
Let's
and
go to
take
his
care of
house
it.
and eat all his food.
Let's go get our money.
Yeah, that too.
Is there still like a crowd all around us at this point?
What's
Or
up,
they pretty
Rez?
much all
Now to clear up the
dispersed?
first and get
There's
that
still a
3
few
6 star.
people kind of
Nice.
banging around, kind of
How you doing,
eyeballing
brother?
guys and such. But the larger
I
portion
may
of
do
you
an
guys
MCO3 stream tomorrow with the new content dropping. I figure I'll probably jump on and get some stuff done.
roll perception.
Kind of the idea behind
Your
it.
girlfriend.
He critically
You know,
failed.
maybe it's the wine.
So,
maybe it's your blatant
You'll notice every so
disregard
often
for
those numbers are in
whatever's
red.
going
That
on
means
right
they
now.
rolled a natural
But
1. Natural 1 is a critical
outside
failure
of
in
your
D&D,
group there, you don't notice much.
which means it's the worst you can be.
Yeah.
On attack, it's really bad. Normally that means you hit your
That's a good way.
teammate,
Why
your
not
weapon
keep the 20s
breaks,
away here?
or something really, really bad happens to you. So yeah, no. I figure I'll be back on MCOC probably
Inspiration.
tomorrow. It's kind of my game plan. I may do a small D&D stream after D&D,
You know,
but
right
we'll just
now,
see.
you know, you can see the.
But I
sun
do have a
is
video
coming
that's going to
a
drop, and
close.
it's
You can see
fantastic.
that
I will say
beautiful
that.
sliver of blue and purple that tends to fill the sky as the sun's making its way down. You can see gray smoke issuing from the chimney of the large 2-story wooden building that you find your way back towards the Blue Water Inn. You see the painted wooden sign hanging above hanging above
How you been,
the main
Raz?
entrance
Anything new
of
and
the
exciting?
Blue Waterfall. You now see that across there's a banner that says Festival of the Blazing Sun, and you also can see now that there have been more posts put up, and you see where people have drawn pictures on little banners and things that are kind of hanging from house to town. There's now like hanging strings of like beads and other things that would just kind of really light up in the sun whenever it hits in the morning. They're all kind of like a crimson, red, and a gold. So, and this is not just on this one street. I mean, anywhere you look, this town, it looks like people are just decorating for Christmas. It's pretty crazy. And as you guys approach the winery, you find the stable hands out, the winery, the inn, Blue Water Inn. A couple stable hands see you guys, and they begin to rush forward, and you see a young man walk out there, and he sees all of you, and kind of erupts, a smile erupts on his face as he looks, and he kind of opens the door and looks back in there, and he says, "Papa, Mama, they've done it!" And after a few moments you see Erwin Martikov you hear his footsteps like clamping on the wooden floor of the inn, and he opens the door and he walks out and he sees all of you, and he sees the wine wagon and everything, and his bearded face, huge grin, and you can see his pearly white teeth there, just kind of gleaming in the falling of the sunlight. And he looks at all of them and he says, "You did it! Ha! You did it! I can't believe it. Well, it's good to know you weren't all talk." And his wife joins him a few moments later, and she kind of like gives a little cheer. And he looks at all of you. He says, "They'll take the wagon around to the side there. We'll also see that the horses are properly stabled and fed. Come inside. Tell me of what has happened." And he goes back inside of the inn.
I'm not liking this guy's attitude.
And his son goes and grabs
This
the
group
reins
is far
of the caravan, and a
all
few
talk.
other commoners come out, and they begin to help assisting moving around to the side.
We've always
Your
gotten the
group
job done so far.
finds themselves inside the Blue Water Inn again,
All right.
with a few patrons just kind of meandering about. As your footsteps kind of clink upon the wooden floor, and you can smell the fresh dinner that's being cooked right now, and as Martikov Irvin kind of looks at all of you, he says, "I'll be bringing around food and wine very shortly. Please have a seat, make yourselves comfortable. I wish to hear all about it."
Lucy walks in and takes a seat, but in the process hits several people with her staff as she walks by, kind of just swinging it around. Oh, sorry.
And you hear a few commenters, "Hey, oh, watch it!" Yeah, kind of. One of them rubs their head for a little bit of the bruising you gave the back of them.
For those of you just now starting to watch, don't forget, Lucy, this little bitty cat, has a freaking staff attached to her hand that she can't drop. It's been bonded to her, basically. So, anyway, we'll see what happens. Told her not to pick it up. So, I mean, is this what we're seeing? Looks like 4 other people than the family?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Did Erwin go back to the bar? Did he say he was bringing out food in a minute?
Yeah, he's this guy right here.
Okay.
Okay.
Where did everyone else go?
Oh.
Where did everyone else go?
Are they coming in?
To James!
Yeah, one of the tables.
What's up, big man? How you doing, brother?
Everybody wait for some food.
Good to see you, man. Good to
Brent's
see
been
you.
following quietly the whole time.
Yeah. Too quietly.
Huh?
I'll stagger over and fall into a chair at the table.
I'll sit down as well.
Okay.
So does anyone know how to get the staff off of me?
Lucy, shh.
What? Oh, nobody's listening.
Yeah.
Is anyone listening? Can I do a perception check to see if anyone's listening?
The last thing we need is for the people to know. I mean, it's obvious, but still, they don't need to know it's stuck. Just pretend like you can't walk and hurt a leg or something.
But like, maybe someone can
Twice
help.
her size. She's not going to be able to pretend that very easily.
Well, I don't care. We don't need everybody looking at her and realizing, oh, look, that staff is magically bonded to her hand with Bondo.
But like, maybe someone could help.
Oh, hold on. I'm going to turn around to the commoner that's to my right. Excuse me, but do you happen to be a high-level wizard that maybe can take care of cursed items?
He kind of looks at you. I beg your pardon, sir. I know of no wizards, and I certainly am not one.
Ah, that's what I thought. Thank you.
Lucy's
Okay.
doing her best friendly smile at the commoner.
I'm turning around back to Lucy. Guess what? Strike one. The rest of the people in this building look to be very similar. Would you like to try a different one? Go ahead, pick one out.
How many people do you think live in this town?
Not enough to help your sorry druid hand thing that you have growing on you.
Watch it, or I'll stick my tree blights on you again.
Oh, that's what I would do. Here in the middle of the bar. With the guy that's about to pay us for saving his wine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we should zip it for a little bit and get our money first.
Hey, you're the one talking to everybody about cursed items, not me. Lucy's just gonna sip her tea. But then drop the cup because she's really clumsy with her left hand.
So the cup clatters to the floor, and a little bit of the tea spills out. And
What's up, Callie?
Danica says, "Oh, don't trouble yourself, dear. We'll take care of it."
Oh, yeah, you gotta have some D&D in your life, man. You gotta be a nerd. You are, we are what we are.
So,
I'm definitely a nerd,
Erwin says,
sadly.
"What all
Probably.
happened?
However you want to put it.
What was the reason for the delay?"
Just normal bandits. Not tree blights whatsoever. Stares off into the distance.
Rocky's just gonna face plant his head into his hand, just, oh my god.
Was my cousin Davian? Was he all right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You wanted me to give these to you. And then Lucy's gonna try and take off the 2 crow amulets she has. But she's gonna have a really hard time.
I'll reach across
pulling them
and
off.
grab him and help pull him off her neck.
He said to give these to you.
Damn it. I forgot to ask that guy to train me how to be a wine wizard.
You don't get D&D, or you don't get the fact that your
Bernard looks pretty
foes being
slosh by this
troubleshooted?
point, if you hadn't guessed. His eyes are kind of wide, kind of glazed, and he's looking at you guys with like a dumbfounded grin on his face. He's just having a good time.
So Erwin takes the amulets, and he looks at the one and then looks at the other a little more closely. I see. Did Davian tell you to bring this to me?
Yep. Unless you have another brother or cousin.
I see. And he kind of stands up and he looks at all the commoners that are kind of gathered around the room. He says, "Folks, I must ask that you leave the inn for an hour or so. We have a few things to take care of, and my esteemed guests here need to be paid and other such things.
Careful.
We'll open up again."
The cat has fleas. Everybody out. Hurry.
Yeah, we gotta get paid, so you guys have gotta get out of here.
Whoa, Rocky, low blow. I'll have you know I take a flea bath every morning.
Oh.
That
I'm
mostly
sorry.
works.
I'm sorry, Lucy. My bad.
A few
I
of
just
the,
throw that stick
few
on your
of
hand
them
and you might have a
kinda
hard
grumble
time.
a little bit, but Erwin kind of gives him a bushy eyebrow narrowing down, kind of like squinting at them a little bit, and they kind of begrudgingly begin to make their way out of the inn slowly.
Yep. See you later. See you guys. Come back never.
Hey, more wine for you, Renard. Could not say that.
So, with everyone shuffled out of the room, Erwin
I'm
kind
really
of
worried
sits
about
down
this
and looks
cat.
at all of you. Well, the fact that he told you to bring this to me tells me that he trusts you very much. And you have delivered us from great evil.
Great evil was like a gigantic tree, along with a bunch of other stuff to go with it. So
it was the druids then.
yeah.
Lot of druids.
I see.
And some wood blades.
Well, thankfully you were able to drive them away.
Yeah, completely gone. Problem solved.
Yeah, just gone forever, huh, Luce?
Mm-hmm.
No problems.
So what's the deal with those amulets? I'll say trying to divert attention between the two bickering party members.
Well, the first one is common decoration. Many of my family wear this, and he kind of holds the more common one up. However, this one, which is the one you guys found in the basement, this is a holy mark of the raven kind. You see, I and my family, the Marnikovs, we are a member of an order called the Keeper of the Feather. We
Unbelievable.
use ravens
Stupid kid.
to
Still mad at her.
spy and watch and do things in the lands of the Barovia. You see, we are no fans of Strahd and would gladly see his downfall.
You telling me those ravens that are all over the place are you guys?
Not all of them. Strahd knows of our order, and as far as we can tell, we've managed to keep our identities as secretive as possible. We're always spies, of course. But some of the ravens are his own, either created from his own twisted evil magic, or ones he's corrupted. So we must be wary and careful as we move about them.
Is there any way for us to tell your ravens from his?
Well, with this, he holds up the mark of Ravenkind. You easily can.
What about without that?
Nice. Can
Could
I have
I?
it?
Yeah, could I maybe have it back?
I think I had that one first. That's the one that... time out. That's the amulet that I had to let me talk to the ravens originally, correct, Russ?
Yes.
No. How did you get that amulet?
'Cause I'm faster.
I don't
Actually, I was just standing closer to Davian
Okay, maybe.
and the
Okay.
tree blades. You don't remember this?
Not exactly, but okay. I kind of do. We gave it to him, then he started to hand it back to you. Okay, I remember now. Okay, we're good.
He handed it to him while you and Renard were
Yeah.
about to kill each other over the stick that somehow Lucy also managed to get her hands on.
Lucy's got fast fingers.
Stupid cat.
Now just one hand.
It's kind of funny, isn't it? Well, he tried to take my museum loot. He tried to take our loot here. He's Mr. Grabby Hands.
He's fast fingers.
Okay, now I remember. We're good.
But like, yeah, sir, I forgot that's not the thing that he wanted me to give you.
Wrong, Lucy. Don't lie. But we would be happy to take it back. I don't know that Lucy should be the one wearing it, seeming that maybe it could be a little bit of conflicting object here, but maybe somebody else in the party would be happy to wear it. Ren? Ginger? Hell,
Lucy
even the
is
fox.
Sitting, raising her hand, her one good hand, back and forth above her head. Me, pick me.
I'm gonna be like, if you'd be interested in holding it, please hold up both hands. With no items in them, please. No items, just hands. By a show of hands.
Lucy's gonna try it. Just gonna knock the drinks off the table.
I'll be sitting back going, he hasn't offered it back to us.
Now I'm just saying. Maybe somebody with two free hands that can reach real high should look at it. So
We need somebody that doesn't try to snatch everything that's not nailed down. That rules you out, Stilts. No thanks.
please, you're the worst.
It's
Always trying.
Marnicons now are all just kind of watching this talking, this bickering back and forth, and they're kind of a half bemused look, a half impatience on their face, a little bit of both, but they're quiet for the most part, letting all this play out. Here, look, you all seem like fine enough people, and clearly you undertook a most difficult task. Let me ask you this: Are you all merely a group of mercenaries, adventurers? Do you fancy yourselves heroes or allies of Strahd? I must ask. I've taken a risk here in even divulging this information. I know little about you other than you took time to help us in our need.
Time?
My question.
I'll stop him when he says all he took.
Laughter when he mentioned heroes.
When he says all it took was our time, I'll just time. We had 2 people almost die saving your wine, and yet
I almost died twice.
It's just your time, just our time. It was our lives that you almost cost us to get your wine back. Time. If we were just some group coming along for some quick money, we would have left your wine where it was and told you good luck.
He thinks upon your words and he strokes his beard. Very well said. A fair point. So, my question is this. None of you look like you're from the lands of Barovia. Are you outsiders?
We are. All of us.
Friend snorts again. You could say that.
So, why have you come?
I can't.
Didn't come so much as appeared here.
I was gonna say I can't say that it was meant. More so that our paths have been twisted, and yet we've been led here.
Led, dragged, hurled through a cloudy marsh, thrown at zombies. Take your pick.
Seems like Strahd or somebody wanted us to be here.
They do say that the Devil Strahd has the ability to bring people from the outside.
Maybe he can send us back then.
I would suspect that would be the case.
Hey, I tried to tell you guys not to come in the first place. But
Yep.
I don't particularly have anywhere better to be at this moment.
Yet here we are, as a group of individuals that somehow have come together every time something has been thrown our way, overcome the odds, and finish our task. So again, heroes, mercenaries, whatever. We're a group of lost individuals that ended up here in your town taking care of your business. So you tell us what we are and realize that we're here to help.
So Danica kind of looks at her husband and she nods and he looks at her and he says, "Very well. You are no agents of Strahd. It is very clear to me. And it seems that, well, not that I can blame you. You simply want to go home. I can tell you this. There have been other outsiders that have come through this before in the past. I can tell you this. Strahd owns these lands. And what happens here is as he sees fit. And so, I would say if you want to get out of Barovia, it will only be with his blessing. Or cursing. Of anyone you're choosing. Having said that, I'm not sure how best to advise you at the moment. What would be the best way. Have you come across any other individuals or people that have perhaps led you to Valakai? You seem to have come here with a very specific purpose, it seemed.
We met Luke.
He just kind of
What was Luke's
gives
name?
you a quizzical look.
Hold on.
Luke was from a different town, though.
We got a letter when we were at the Tarascon residence.
Tarascon.
Ah, yes.
Tarascon family sent us here.
Marais de Tarascon, yes. I have not heard from that village in some time.
Well, they went through a bit of trouble.
Let's see.
It's an
Yeah, we stayed good
understatement.
bacon, though.
You know, Lucy, now that I think about it, it's like that family got cursed. Did I remember that right? Like they did something they shouldn't have done and then it got cursed by some
Yeah.
like artifact or something maybe, or some spell or something crazy.
And then love and goodwill saved the day, and everything's fine now.
Oh, is that how it happened?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
they might have lost some brothers along the way, but, you know,
Oh.
it happened.
So maybe some people close to him could have died. Hmm.
Yeah, should be no problem for me. Anyways,
Okay, okay.
Well,
oh, we met the Vistani, too. Madame Eva.
his eyes kind of like shoot up a little bit as you mentioned that name. I've heard of her. She's the leader of the Vistani, I heard.
Oh. Yeah. Awkward.
They say that she has the ability to see the fortunes and futures with uncanny accuracy.
I didn't really understand what she was telling us.
Other than like crazy stuff is all I really got out of it. It seemed a little creepy to me, but yeah, you know, it is what it is.
Basically, it sounds like things are really bad around here.
To tell you the truth, the letter that we got that drew us to this town is full of a lot of lies. We're not sure who said it.
May I see it?
Sure. I'll hand it over.
He takes a look at it, he inspects it. Hmm. Stares at it very long. His handwriting, I think I might recognize it. Maybe. Tell you what. May I borrow this for the evening?
All yours, friend.
Let me do some investigation.
Roll a d20. Is Koyan Indirovich?
What are you thinking?
Uh,
You think
Burgomeister-
you wanna...
Sorry. Is Indirovich the one that we met on our way into town, or is he is that a different city? The one that has the signature on this letter, is that the guy we met just now coming into town? Who didn't want to shake Rocky's hand?
I don't think so.
No. It's okay, so it's somebody we don't know still.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the guy that wrote the letter, we showed it to the person whose signature was on it, and they said they didn't write it, I believe. If I'm remembering correctly.
Either way, while I'm thinking about it, what is the story of the guy? And I'll name him the guy that shook my hand back at the gate. What is his story? Who is he? What, I mean,
Baron Vargas, yes. His family has ruled Valakai for generations. He is a bit daft. He feels that if the town can maintain happiness at all times, then Strahd will not set foot upon it, as if merely believing will make it so. You probably heard him walk around yelling, "All is well." It's kind of his catchphrase.
Yeah, who's in charge of the happy place?
Indeed. Yes, I'm sure you've seen the individuals and stocks that have been charged with malicious unhappiness. He kind of snorts as he says it. It's madness. The whole town is basically just following his direction, but the fact of the matter is, Strahd hasn't been here in generations. and the town has been relatively safe outside of, the unnatural amount of wolves that patrol the area. But otherwise, other than a year ago when we had that situation at the church, that was insanity. Vampires spawned the coffin maker's home, smuggled in. There was a group of adventurers at that point. They managed to put an end to it. We were lucky that they had stopped by. Unfortunately, though, never got to meet any of them, really.
Yeah, what they look like.
I can only tell you what some people mentioned. One of them, dark-haired woman, curly hair, looked to be from the sea. Another man, if you could say it was a man, he was made of, they say, wood and metal. A dragonborn, something we hadn't seen in quite some time. Yeah, it was a very interesting group, I hear.
Interesting.
And a paladin, a monk, and a fox. Don't forget those guys.
Now he kind of looks at you quizzically. You've heard the tale before?
What's up?
Yeah, I've
How you
been
doing,
through these
man?
parts.
Glad you finally made it. Good to see you, bro.
Yeah, well, if only heroes like them were still around. They departed not too long afterwards.
Feel free to hang out, chat if you got any questions. I'll try to update you on the game as we go. Other than that, I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to be quiet so the DM can explain the story, you can listen,
Some money.
and you get to watch.
Ginger will hold out her hand.
And so Danica hands over a small sack of gold to her husband, and he tosses it to you, Ginger. That's for the group.
Yeah, the group. Sure.
Run a look at Ginger going, yeah, the group.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up to him while they're divvying out money and arguing over their money. Is there any way that I could take that amulet back so that I might be able to talk with the ravens and know which are straws and which ones might be friendly?
Make a persuasion check. With advantage. Eyes you for a moment. Kind of inspecting you, looking you over.
And we'll return it when we're done, right? And she nudges Rocky.
Go and count your gold, please. I'll put my hand kind of down to her and push her back a little.
Are you a holy man?
Obviously not. Lucy goes over and sits at a different table.
Is there,
They call up the Valiant
Hold on.
Lost, because the four of us are valiant and he's lost.
He looks at your. He notices though that you have a holy symbol.
yeah, I mean, I don't ever hide my holy symbol really, so I'll say I can't say that I am holy, but I feel I do fight for the right cause, for the good of the land. You can take that for what it's worth and however you would like.
Rocky, was it?
That's correct.
All right. You can borrow it.
Thank you.
You may have need of it.
Ronald, speak up. Is there any other way to tell the ravens apart? I have a small affinity for animals.
What's behind? Really? Butt lightning? Come on, man.
If your affinity is as good as mine, as we have raised these ravens, typically
I heard the new
ravens
Spider-Ham
are
event is cool.
our kind.
I'm anxious to get it, see what it
are
is.
A bit more. Let's just use the word civil.
Butt lightning. Come on. Come on,
A
man.
creature of Strahd's, under his possession, would typically behave more wildly and more erratic. With this, he holds the symbol up, you'll be able to ascertain what they're saying. The more jarbled, the more strange and crazy their thoughts are, you'll be able to tell if they're under his thrall or not. It'll become evident. Just watch their movements, watch their patterns. Creatures struggle against his will.
Maybe I convinced the DM of giving me the
Holy
spell,
Mark of Raven kind
but
of
lightning.
with that amulet, you'll be able to communicate with ravens. You will also be able to issue them commands to a degree. Nothing too elaborate, as these creatures are not.
Sure.
They're not the most brightest things in the universe, but you can use it to communicate with other ravens. You could send, for example, if you wish to send me a message, or vice versa, we could do that by commanding the ravens to do that.
Sounds good.
Most of the ravens within 50 miles of this radius will be affiliated with us. Further out, I cannot say. But it may come in handy.
Absolutely. Thank you. And I'll just kind of nod and I'll step back and go back towards the group a touch.
You all look worse for wear. May I recommend the rooms upstairs? There's another room. You all can take baths, clean yourselves up, get a rest.
Wash your hands.
Go to sleep, get some rest. And he kind of holds up the envelope, the letter, and he says, I'll do some checking. I'll get back with you in the morning.
Before we go, can you recommend any places we might be able to purchase some items?
Unfortunately, right now, most of the shops are shut down due to the Festival of the Blazing Sun. No one is allowed to do anything except get ready for the festival. It's a crime not to attend, so make sure that you're seen.
Is there anything else we should know about this festival?
There's a parade, there's candy, wine will flow quite freely. It's just going to be just a general amount of pandemonium.
Damn right it's a crime not to attend.
Mm-hmm.
Will there be any licorice?
Well, don't worry, Ginger. We'll find you some.
I need some more licorice.
There'll be all the treats and pageantry you could stomach, I'm sure.
Oh, are there any, like, wizards or sorcerers in town?
Haven't seen a wizard come through these parts in some time. But I'll tell you what. If you're seeking a wizard, again, I'll put my ravens to work. I'll see if maybe we can find you some assistance.
Someone skilled with magic items?
Or curses.
Or curses.
Specifically curses. And I'll look pointedly at Lucy.
She's not making eye contact.
He kind of eyeballs you a little bit as you say curse a couple times, but lets it pass. Well, I'm going to reopen the inn and finish making the money back I need to pay all of your salaries. Go up, rest, relax. Be plenty of time for more talk, and I shall do what I need to do.
Lucy is gonna go upstairs and accidentally, quote unquote, hit Rocky with her staff in his ankles on her way.
Ginger will follow. I feel like I need to keep an eye on her.
Did Ginger divvy out the money?
Oh yeah.
Red's gonna reach for Ginger before she follows and goes, hold on.
Like a collar grab.
Like a collar grab.
Oh, what's the big idea?
You have a pouch that needs to be spread.
I look to Ren and Ren, can you get mine for me? I have another issue to attend to real quick.
How much money do I have in this pouch?
$100 per.
Going to follow
Okay,
Lucy.
Give everybody their money.
I'm gonna quietly follow after Rocky.
By the way, the gold that you guys receive, all of the coins have Strahd's head on them.
And when you turn him, it looks like he's watching you as
Like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like the one side is like the happy face Strahd, the other side is like the vampire face.
Yup.
I've got Rocky share for now.
And blah, we trust. All right, so we got Lucy and Ren and Ginger are heading upstairs. Rocky going upstairs as well.
Actually, I was following Lucy. Ren, Ginger, and Renard. Well, Ren and Ginger was going through money. Renard got his money and then was coming up after me and Lucy.
Okay. I think everybody in general looks like they're heading upstairs then, it sounds like.
Okay.
Sir, let's see here.
So in that case, since we're all there, Rocky's gonna get his money right.
Oh, you're not being off topic. Again,
So mark
just
that
come in and
on
hang
your
out.
sheet so I don't have to forget.
Mojo's nice. 4-star
It's
though.
going to be up 100.
Not a bad problem to have.
I don't know. I have a hard time really caring about 4 stars a whole lot. For me, it's now a 6-star game. So,
All right, so you guys are now all upstairs.
and you'll see why in my next
The
video.
washroom because he's still got tree sap in places he couldn't get to it from the well water.
Yeah, so you're able to find a room upstairs with a bath to be able to go into. And so you guys now have a rare opportunity to get a nice long rest. Is there anything you guys would like to do before we do that?
You said everything's basically closed in town, right?
Yeah, right now everything's shut down for the festival.
How you feeling there, Luce?
My hand hurts, and I kind of miss like hand stuff. I can't play my ukulele anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Do I notice any change? Like, is it progressing or anything?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
So you feel like just kind of looking at her, she seems a bit. Her demeanor is just as chipper as ever, but she looks a little more fatigued, like a little more tired.
Oh, that sucks, man.
But appearance-wise, it
Yeah,
doesn't
and 6 stars
like
is so
taking
huge right
over
now.
her anymore.
It's just
No,
huge.
no, you don't.
Like I said, the next video,
See, you
you'll
don't
see
feel
why.
her arms like turning into a tree trunk or something, you know. Nothing like that. But she definitely seems very tired, and as much sleep as she gets, that's usually not a concern.
I'm gonna ask Lucy if she minds if I take a closer look.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, so I'm going to unravel this bandage from her arm and just take a look. I'm gonna put my little my jeweler's eye in from my Tinker Tool kit and just look at what the bond looks like between her hand and the staff. Just go ahead and describe it for me. What exactly?
Sure. So now that you kind of really sit down and look at it, you can see that this length of wood is kind of a little spongy. Like as you kind of grip on it, it's got some give
If
to
you
it.
follow
It's
me on
not
Twitter,
like,
there
just
should
a
be.
straight piece of
I
dried
think I
out
dropped
wood.
some hints
Kinda
on
like,
the next video.
Not necessarily wet, but a dampness to it as you kind of grab on it. And the wood is just darkly black. You'd almost would say like a burned black, but it seems to be in perfect condition. As you kind of turn her hand around and look at, you can see where she's kind of held on to it. You can see that there are just little bits of root that have kind of like that from the staff have kind of flowed from the handle, and they've kind of embedded themselves into her hand.
It's just my name.
And as you kind of trace your hand
and there's at Slice'em Gaming
side
too.
of it, you can just see
find
like
me
so
both ways, but I'm mainly on Slice'em.
You can almost see like
At Slice'em.
like where her skin kind of pulls with it as it's kind of holding on.
I'm going to kind of lead her over into one of our side rooms so nobody sees us messing with this thing out in the open in case other people walk upstairs.
Sure.
And I wonder what would happen. This is kind of Renard asking her out loud. What do you think would happen if we cut one of these roots? They're going in your hand. Maybe we can just snap the roots and get rid of this thing.
That sounds like it might hurt.
I mean, roots shouldn't hurt you.
What's up, Virgil?
Right.
What's up, my brother from another mother?
I guess we can try it.
Yes. If you missed the last episode, it's nuts. She actually has a staff
All right.
bonded to her hand, which is what they're looking at right now.
Is the rest of the group going with us, or are we kind of in there alone?
I would have followed you in.
Okay, just
I would imagine the most of us would probably. I mean, if you two go in, I'm.
Yeah, when Ren started hearing you guys talk about that, he followed you rather than made towards the bath.
Yeah, I mean, I'll come in. Mainly,
All
so.
right, I guess we're just kind of sitting in bed. My tinker tools are out. We're clearly looking at her hand, and I was gonna kind of ask the group. I mean, I can cut these roots off. They're going into her hand. What do you guys think?
Make a small cut and see.
Might try to jump on you too.
That would suck.
Look, you can try it. Worst case scenario, I can have some spells ready to take and try and help control this if it does get out of hand.
All right, so I'm gonna kind of put a barrier between my skin and this, just in case there is a problem, like they suggested. I'm just gonna like grab a pillowcase or a sheet or something, wrap my hand in it. I can still grip my little tinker tool scissors through that, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to carefully cut slightly into one of these roots. I'm not gonna go ahead and snip it all away, but just like a little incision to see what the reaction is to start with.
Before you
Okay,
start,
so Lucy,
before he starts cutting, just like right over him. If he's got anything that's setting up over his head or right over her, I'm gonna create like a little area, and I'm gonna cast light on the end of the item or whatever above him, so that there's no doubt about it. Clear cut sign, no shadows, no nothing. I mean, I am making sure he can see perfectly on what he is cutting.
Okay. Lucy, what are you kind of doing right this moment? How are you? What's your character kind of like feeling?
This is so
describing?
bad.
What's she kind of doing?
Who
Lucy
picks up a
is
cursed
having a
object?
minor panic attack,
Lucy.
and she's gonna say, "Do it really fast." No wait, no, do it slow. No wait, That might be a good idea to have somebody hold her down.
Okay. So Lucy's kind of like sitting on the edge of the bed there, and she's like kicking her legs up and down, her tail swishing, and she's kind of like just like flinching involuntarily, and she has the look that she's gonna bolt out of the room at any instant.
Lucy, do you trust me?
No, not at all.
Well, terribly. Time to trust me. Listen, I'm going to cast a spell to hold you still so you don't accidentally pull away or cause this to be worse. I don't need you flinching while he's getting ready to chop around on your hand. As much as you annoy me sometimes, you without your second hand is going to be a problem for us.
Yeah, I guess.
Ren's just gonna get up, walk behind Lucy, and
All right.
just kind of put his arms around her and hold her down.
Relax.
This works better than spells.
No.
My hands are important.
Relax. You're going to fill the spell. Don't fight it. And let it take care.
Lucy's just crying now.
With that, I'm going to go ahead and throw a hold person on her. Which she doesn't have to save against it. She can let the spell work.
Right. She's willingly.
Yeah.
Lucy's subconscious will fight it. What do I roll?
Wisdom saving throw. Ooh, let's see if you hit it. It's a level 2. I think that's going to make it because it's what? 8 plus proficiency plus spell
Wisdom modifier?
Yeah, my wisdom.
Or charisma modifier. No, is it wisdom or charisma for?
It's the same for me either way. So 1, 2, 8, 10, 12, 13. So yeah, she'll make the first one. So I'll cast it. All right, she should be okay. Lucy.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't know that it
I'm
didn't take.
just
No, you
holding
don't.
on to the angry cat, going, "This is a bad idea."
Okay, Lucy, you ready for this?
If she talks, is she? All right. Oh, well, here we go.
Does she calm or does she look like she's about to scratch my eyes out? What am I seeing here?
Lucy is holding still and vibrating a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and move in, and like I said, try to make a little slit or a little incision. I'm not trying to cut through one all the way. I want to see if there's a horrible reaction before I just go to town.
Okay. So as you take, is it like a knife or a scalpel? What is it?
Yeah, it's just like a little pair of like bandage scissors or something. I mean, I'm just BSing something out of my Tinker Tool kit, so
Sure.
I'm assuming it's like a Swiss Army knife of whatever.
Okay. So you kind of go in and start to kind of move towards it, and as you do so, you hear Lucy just kind of make a noise, just kind of like that, and then behind you, one of the chairs suddenly starts moving, and and Rocky, you can see pretty good from where you are, and Ren as well. You see the chair begin to morph and transform into one of those needle blight things. It's this solid wood chair, and you see this little needle blight creature now is just kind of moving towards you, Renard. You don't see this, of course, but the other two now see it, like as it's trying to move and kind of come towards. It's like half in between that form, half in between this chair. And it's kind of like stumbling towards you a little bit there, and your incision cuts into the root just a little bit, and as it does so, Lucy, you get a little a stabbing pain in your hand, and Renard, you see a little bit of like a sappy, oozy redness kind of like leak out of the
Pull back from that immediately. Disgusting. Don't know what it
yeah,
is.
just like a it's like kind of like the consistency. It looks kind of like tree sap, but it's like it's red. It's tinged like blood. And now you can hear the stumbling of something behind you.
Alright, I guess I'm gonna turn around and see this tree. How close is this thing?
It's not far. It's only another couple feet away from you, and it's like a chair. It's like somewhere in between a chair and one of those needle blights, and it's kind of like stumbling towards you with like four legs a little bit, but still kind of a chair. It's like base is on the back of the chair, and one of the handles now is kind of like a grasping arm, and it's kind of reaching out for you. But
jump back and sort of stumble across the bed and just be like, Lucy, you need to call off your tree babies.
Do I
So
have hold person on me or not?
you say
No.
you do not.
Okay. I didn't do it. It's not me.
Just
So as he kind of jumps away and backs away from you, the tree blight chair kind of like just begins to form back into the chair and kind of falls to the ground.
So
Yeah, you are definitely controlling those things, whether you understand it or
Yeah,
not.
Sabretooth is good, and Phoenix is
Extreme
good.
reacting.
I think they're both good champs.
You being upset, being in pain, it's coming to help.
Let me help. Just here, try this. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna cast Calm Emotions this time.
Ooh.
Which in this one, if she chooses, she can try to save or not. Again, that's on her. It's a charisma saving throw this time. If so.
Lucy is a little freaked out, and she's gonna let Araki do his thing.
All right. So Calm Emotions is going to hit, and at that point, basically, if you're feared, well, obviously you're not charmed. So if you're feared or anything like that, basically now you are in basic, bliss. I mean, you are. It's like having a numbing shot at the
got
doctor.
the good shit.
Yeah.
You just got serene.
So Lucy, other than Stark-Raven Terror, obviously, what did you feel?
I feel amazing.
Okay, well, seems like we'll make another cut then.
Did my part.
Kind of hungry.
That oozy mess, is it like still leaking, or did it dry up? What's going on with that? If I take another look at it.
So, upon looking back at it, you can see that the incision that you made in the root has kind of like, it's either disappeared or perhaps it's kind of reconnected itself back to her hand. But there is a bit of the dried blood sap kind of on her paw a little bit.
How many of those roots are there?
3. Each one is affixed. So looking at your hand, there's 2 that are kind of up towards her, like one near the index finger, one near her pinky finger, and one near her thumb. Which again, she has paws, so just like that.
Any chance that they're all like interconnecting? Like it's one branch that sprouts off into 3, or they all 3 come out of the staff separate?
The staff essentially, imagine like a normal tree branch. The staff has 3 like branch/roots that are kind of like coming out of the staff. So it's like imagine like a fork, kind of, sort of. Like you got the one line, and then there's branching lines coming out of that one line.
Yeah. So I'd be better off to just cut the one line to start with, and then deal with the branches. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the base of it. I'm going to go ahead and cut completely through the one line branch where the, you know what I mean? The base of the fork branches where they come out of. I'm going to cut the base. So it should snap all 3 at the same time.
Okay. So you reach out and you grab it, and you get ready and kind of 1, 2, 3, and you begin to kind of cut into it. And Lucy, your hand hurts really bad as he's doing this. Like
calming motion.
Ouch, like yeah, it hurts though. It's like someone's like literally cutting into your hand is what it feels like. It's just very painful. And as you're doing it, Renard, more of that red blood tree sap kind of spews out of the staff there, kind of oozing around her hand, just liquiding, just kind of dripping down off of it.
So what you're telling me, I guess, is even though I took like one quick snip, it doesn't go all the way through, and I'm like trying to push it through to cut it.
Yeah, you got to kind of give it a little bit of a
chainsaw arm and
put a little leverage into it, And also keep in mind it's a little spongy too. So I mean, you gotta imagine like you're gripping it and you're squeezing it, and so you gotta kind of have to really pinch into it to get it to cut there. But it's not resisting the cut. I mean, like you feel like you could probably cut this thing clean off if you just did it.
Well, Renard is kind of grimacing at all the, tree gore, but if Lucy's not screaming or yelling at him to stop or whatever, then, she yells a lot. Okay, I see that she typed it. Yeah, I mean, if she starts yelling, he's going to back off. It's going to freak him out. He doesn't think he should go on.
Lucy's screaming a lot.
Yeah, so he's just going to, kind of drop his scissors and back up and just grimace. And
Renard, you've got to finish this. It's our best bet.
Sure, seem to be. She's in a lot of pain.
You guys notice the headboard on the bed looks like it has a tree person face on it.
Lucy, do you want me to do it? Do you want me to cut it off despite the pain, or do you want us to stop?
Just do it or don't do it. Just do it now, whatever you're doing.
And just do it. He quickly picks up the scissors, comes back over, and he's just going to cut until it cuts through.
Okay, so, quick question. Are you still barehanded, or what are you doing? How are you holding
no,
this thing?
No, my hand is wrapped in a pillowcase.
Okay, alright. So you cut through it, and you just see this little gush of the blood, and you can see now, as you pull it away, the roots that were kind of like holding on to her hand kind of go limp. They just kind of like lay down gently, and you actually, for lack of a better word, as you pull it off of her, you hear a kind of like an angry, it's almost more like an internal sound, like an emotion, just this angry, like painful feeling, like this
like inside
like the staff itself was upset that this happened. And as
Would I hear that holding on to Lucy?
No, you don't hear it at all. It's Renard has contact with the staff, even though it's between him and a pillowcase. So he's the only one that can ascertain this. So as you take it and you begin to pull it away, you can see that the entire staff is kind of pulsating. It's like it's alive. You know, it's kind of like no, I don't know if you use the word breathing, but it's got that kind of like pulsatingness to it.
That's actually Groot's left leg.
We're separated from it, though, right?
Yeah. You're holding this. You have something protecting your hand from touching the staff.
Yeah, so I'm just
But
gonna.
it is definitely moving a little in your hand.
Let that go. I'm gonna grab Lucy and just back up and be like, "All right, Rocky, smash it."
So is it actually totally off of her now?
It's laying in the floor now, and it's and you can see now that there's a little bit of the blood sap. It's just kind of oozing onto the ground a little bit from it.
I'm gonna say not a problem, and I'm gonna turn around and cast guiding light on it, or guiding bolt, so that it's holy damage, it's radiant damage, it's a setting target. I mean, I'm gonna stand right in front of it and just boom.
Okay. So you blast it, and the staff is a combination of broken and burned as it smashes into it, and the wood releases a terrible, inhuman scream, and it just loud, like very loud, like it hurts your ears as it just erupts in this loud scream, and it just kind of like, it's charred now, and there's a little bit of flame on the end of it from where the wood caught fire from it, and it's kind of just smoldering now, and just kind of like slowly you can see that the pulsating is stopping, and it's just kind of slowly moving into a stillness. And
I'll look at everybody. Next time I say let's burn something, can we just burn it?
I'm gonna just look at Renard and I'm gonna nod, kind of an approving, glad that you agree that the money's not worth it. You know what I mean? Like, yes, thank you.
Lucy's gonna roll over in bed and mumble. I don't often say it, but maybe that was a mistake, and then she's gonna fall asleep again.
You know what? It probably was a mistake, and even in that moment, I probably knew it was a mistake, but we gotta talk things over, guys. I mean, we had our little moment, Stilts, out in the forest, and you said we were gonna be a team and whatnot, but first chance you got, you're trying to smash this thing before we got to discuss it or even decide what we wanted to do with it.
Renard, it's a cursed staff! You saw it turn into a gigantic tree and almost kill us. What is there to discuss? Your idea of gold is gonna get us killed.
And if you want to go through life like a pauper, that's your business. You know, maybe the rest of us don't.
Do you want to be alive to spend your gold?
Hey, I'll let you smash it. I think you're missing the point here. We need to make decisions as a team if we're going to keep hanging around one another.
Lucy just mumbles, "Team."
Can I scoop up the remaining shards in that pillowcase without touching them? Or are they still...
what shards?
Of the staff? Because you said it kind of blew apart.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's none of it's mobile at this point. Yeah, if you want to try to grab things up with taking your hand, you totally can.
I'm gonna make a move to take the pillowcase from Renard, scoop up all the shards, and there's a fireplace in that room, correct?
Yes, there is.
I'm gonna toss them with the pillowcase into the fire. Just to be damn sure this thing doesn't come back at us.
Nightmare. But at least it looks like she's gonna be okay. Renard, how bad is her hand? whenever you were cutting on it.
Well, let's take a closer look.
I'll go over there with Renard. We'll take a look at it.
Her hand?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you can see that the sharp spines of those roots are still kind of embedded in her hand, but they're not. You know, there's no pulsatingness. There's no organic look to them anymore. You know, it looks more like wood. You know, just a dried out pieces. Like she got like 3 big splinters are stuck in her hand.
Sure. Any way that we can dig those out, maybe? I mean, how bad would they be? Are they sticking out where we can grab them? Are they embedded?
I think
Yeah,
they go
yeah.
all the way up to her shoulder, don't they?
You don't know.
I guess Lucy's unconscious, so who cares?
Yeah. I'll look at Renard. I know this is going to hurt, but we need to get that out of her.
The kid been through enough tonight.
Wouldn't it rather be done and over with and let her heal? I can heal her once it's all out.
Alright, I'm gonna take a good look at these and see if I think they're like running into her hand, or I could just pull them out like splinters like you described them. What kind of idea can Renard get about what he's dealing with?
So, why don't you make a... this is a tricky one. Let me check something. Let me check something real quick. So it's kind of like I'm going to let you choose. You can either make a nature
There's something wrong
or
with
a
you, man.
medicine or an insight check, your choice. They won't all lead to the same conclusion. Okay. So, you sit there and you study it, and you the light that's cast above you with the Rocky's spell allows you to go all in and out checking it, and you feel like most likely it's probably fairly shallow. You don't really you kind of run your fingers along like her palm, and you're trying to kind of feel like if there's anything underneath the flesh, like maybe further down. You feel like overall it's probably a shallow splinters, so to speak.
Well, what do you think? Because medically, I've never seen anything like this.
I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure I can just pull these out like splinters.
I'll just kneel next to her and kind of pull her hand over for Renard. All right. Ren, stand back behind me, and if she wakes up here, help me hold her. I'll hold her hand. Renard, get these things out of her.
He said Lucy was typing. You about to say something?
Oh, I'm waiting.
Okay. Sweet. So what I'm doing,
she's ready to hit enter.
Yep.
I'm going to kind of put my left hand on top of her hand to hold it down, so there shouldn't be any like tugging against her skin, or at least as little as possible. And I'm going to take these 3 thingies in my right hand and just try to gently slide them out. This isn't going to be a dramatic motion like it was with the cut, but a gentle, slow slide, so maybe she won't feel it.
How many are you doing? 3 of them?
Yep.
All 3 at once.
I mean, they're kind of... Are they still kind
True.
of connected? Or... Because you said they were coming off of one cord and then they branch out, right?
So basically, they're kind of like you're grasping, like they're all kind of connected a little bit. Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to try to take the base of it and slide it out very slowly,
Okay.
all at once. I mean, it's not like we're at a time crunch here. I'm going to go as slow as I feel is necessary.
All right. So you
Oh,
start
boy.
to pull on it, and Lucy, you feel a tug in your paw, and I mean, and it hurts. I mean, it does. It's not like excruciating, like.
Oh, it's not.
I mean, it hurts definitely. I mean, I'm not saying it's excruciating to the point of, oh my god, I want to shoot myself, but it hurts. You know, I mean, you're welcome to wake up screaming.
Yes. He was going to wake up
All
screaming.
right, Renard
So
is going to
see-
scream too and freak out and back away.
Just do it fast, Renard.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
I am all the doctor of this group. How did this happen?
Yeah. Where is the doctor? Why is it you two?
I'm gonna look at Renard and be like, dude, you volunteered. That's normally what I would do, but you're in.
Grab him. While Lucy's yelling, just do it. He's yelling, do it. Just gonna grab him and pull him out.
All right. So you give her a yank, and as you do, I mean, like it's a little bit of a pull. They were a little longer than you expected, and you kind of just yank them out, and now there's 3, like torn spots in your hand, Lucy, and there's a little bit of blood flowing freely from all 3 spots there, and the wood itself is bloody as you kind of grab it and toss it down and move it out of the way, and you're just kind of like ow, 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 holding your paw there. It's just,
what's up, new
just
kid?
really smartening.
Lucy's gonna cast Mage Hand. She'll pick up those thorns and chuck them in the fire.
I'm still holding them, so actually I get to throw them in the fire.
Fine.
Oh, so she casts Mage Hand and she tries to grab them out of your hand.
Now Renard's even more freaked out because he thinks that's probably part of the curse. So he jerks back from that mage hand, like yelps, and is just like staggering away from it.
Just let go, Renard.
And you trip over the chair that had fallen behind you earlier.
Right.
Land on your back.
Yep.
Oh.
And the hands, your hand kind of releases. Now those are floating in the air from the mage hand above you.
Alright, Renard is gonna just kind of like scamper back, like on his bark where he's walking back with his feet and hands, just like freaked out.
So you now have control of the 3 splinters that were in
Yeah,
your
they're
hand.
going in the fire.
Okay. So you throw them into the fire and they begin to smoke and catch blaze.
I'm gonna turn around and just cast a minor heal on her. I mean, really focusing on her hand, but
Yeah. And you can feel Lucy as he casts his spell that the pain in your hand kind of stops and you kind of flex your digits reflexively a little bit, and it's sore, but you can feel as if it's mending on much quicker than you'd expect.
No lasting damage.
That doesn't appear after inspecting your hand. I mean, you can see a couple little scars underneath your fur from where they were pulled out, but nothing more than superficial cuts at this point, where the flesh is trying to mend.
Is gonna jump up on the bed, the blood-covered bed, whip out her ukulele, and start singing a song.
I am not nearly drunk enough for any of this.
Just dancing a jig.
Glad to see you feel better. We all need to rest. Something tells me tomorrow will be another busy day for us.
But Rocky, she's gonna tug on your coat, and then she's gonna give you a hug. Thank you, Rocky. Thank you, Renard.
I'll pick her up since she's so little. I'll pick her up, give her a big hug. I'm just glad you're okay, Luce.
You can see Renard's hands are kind of trembling, and he gives you a little wave to say you're welcome. Then he starts digging around his pack to pull out one of those 3 expensive bottles of wine.
And Renard, as you are reaching into that pouch, unbeknownst, unseen to anyone, as you reach in your pouch, kind of looking down in there, you're kind of feeling good about yourself a little bit, you notice, for just the briefest instant, your fingers don't look quite as foxy as they used to.
Alright, he's gonna kind of minor freak out again and like pull his hand back out of his bag and look at it.
No.
And seems as it was before, but you're pretty certain maybe you're on the right track here.
I gotta get some more in my blood.
What's wrong, Renard?
It's been a weird day, and I drank the whole way back to the inn, and I'm still sober.
Look. I've never seen you taking your hand away from a bottle of wine. You just pulled it away without bringing out a bottle of wine from your bag. Why?
I just thought I saw that hand thingy again. Pretty sure it was after me.
What hand?
Oh no, that's right here. Lucy swings it over in front of Renard.
Nard will duck cautiously and look up at it suspiciously.
Oh, but wait. Lucy also stole some bottles of wine since that's all Rocky would let her have, and she takes one of hers out with her mage hand and brings it to Renard.
All right, he'll take it with both hands.
Hey, the mage hand gives you a thumbs up. He's cool.
Bottom line, we're starting to trust each other.
All right, real quick, where nobody can really hear me or anything, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Detect Evil to see if there's any evil remains hanging around in this room. Mind you, it's 30 feet from me, but still.
Yeah. What's that spell do again?
You know if there's any aberration, fiend, fae, celestial, elemental, or undead within 30 feet of you, or if there's any evil magic, basically.
Okay. So, casting that spell out, you feel pretty confident that it doesn't seem like there's any remnants of the staff. It seems like you guys were able to destroy it.
Okay. Like I said, I wasn't going to bring it up unless something came up, so I'll just stay quiet and we've done our part. Let's get our rest. Tomorrow, like I said, could be a very busy day for us. The problem is now everybody knows we're the ones that brought back the wine. People will hear of what we did. That means great news for those of us that could use us. The bad news is anybody that doesn't agree with what we can and can't do may come looking for us. So, plus it seems like we have a party to attend to.
As long as they don't have any more magic staffs with them.
Yeah.
Hey, Lucy.
Mm.
The next time you see a magic staff, what are you gonna do?
Put gloves on?
Spell it before anyone can pick it up.
Yeah. Hide it from Rocky?
I'm just going to shake my head.
I need a bath, and walks out.
Jeez.
Good night.
And so everyone kind of goes their little separate way to bathe, sleep, drink a little more. In general, the group kind of all feeling pretty good overall with the things that happened and feeling maybe a little more connection to each other than you guys had before. Whereas before you were simply a group of people thrown together at most inopportune of time and moments. You've persevered, made it through a few crazy things, and you know what? There's a begrudging respect beginning to form amongst the group there, and
No.
everyone's feeling really good. Everyone's feeling really good. I want to go ahead and give inspiration to Rocky and Renard for doing that.
Yeah! We'll take our inspiration.
And you guys are going to complete a long rest, so all of your hit points and spell slots are completely refilled.
That's good. I was low on spells. Ridiculously low. The cat
All right.
took up a ton of them.
So, when all of you do finally fall asleep, each in your own individual time frame, you all sleep very well, very, very hard. Your heads hit those pillows, and sleep grabs you, and before you know it, morning comes, and way faster than any of you expected. You know, the adrenaline had worn off, the exhaustion had crept in. It'd been a crazy day, and who knows what other crazy things you had to look forward to. And so, as you guys begin to come to consciousness that next morning, you can already hear downstairs, you can hear the clanging of pots and pans, the moving, the shuffling of feet, the voices underneath there. And each of you then wake up in your own individual way and find yourselves in the same room as before, or perhaps in another room. And there's actually a knock at the door that Lucy and Rock... Wait, let me back up. Are you guys all sleeping in the same room, or do you guys move to different rooms?
Weren't we supposed to share one big room or something?
Technically, he didn't say you had to... He gave you 2 rooms, but you didn't have to. You could have all stayed in the same room.
I don't know that I would go anywhere.
What the room we're in.
Okay, so we'll just assume that you all stayed in the same room then, you know. So,
I would probably stick around just out of wanting to watch over Lucy just to make sure it'd be safe. You know, being extra cautious.
So there's a knock at the door. Just
I'll stand
a
up.
moment.
Who's gonna get the door?
I'll stand up to it. Who's there?
And you hear a young person's voice. It's Brem Mardikoff.
Can we help you with something, Brum?
Lenny.
Yeah. Papa wants to talk to you.
Time will be down in a few.
All right, but don't be long. You hear footsteps kind of head down the stairs.
Hold up. Who opened the door to us?
The owner of the inn.
Oh, we talked to him a bunch already.
Yeah, well, he's still the one paying us and gave us a room, so let's go see what he wants.
Ooh, maybe he has breakfast ready.
You seem perky.
Ooh, I am in a good mood. Lucy's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. She's bouncing around the room.
Let's go. Come on. I'll grab my gear and I'll head off with Lucy.
Okay.
Ron's gonna gear up and make his way down as well.
Alright. I'm gonna drop my empty bottle on the floor and walk out slowly.
So, hope you guys get back downstairs. Alright, so we are in the common room, guys, and as you guys can see, there's a few people already here having some food as you guys come down the stairs. And you can see that Erwin Mardikoff there, a little better dressed. He kind of looks at all of you and he says, I didn't wish to intrude last night, but what was all that banging and screaming?
Yeah, well, Stilt's here. He had terrible nightmares. I'm so sorry. We should have warned you.
I'll just look over at Nard, shake my head.
Make
Yeah,
a
I
deception check. Alright.
Will do. He gets up, he sleepwalks, he knocks things over, he screams. It's a fiasco.
Throwing this fox out.
Ooh.
He looks at you and he kind of nods for a moment, looks at Rocky and kind of like I understand. It's a troubling times. I can appreciate it. He kind of puts his arm on your shoulder, pats you gently.
What's for breakfast?
Great question.
He says he dreams about a guy in a chicken suit, chases him around. It's a whole thing.
Does he continue to talk?
I mean, I can't think of anything else right now, but maybe in a moment.
Okay. I'll ready a spell.
So Erwin kind of looks at all of you and says, yes, I can prepare, have food brought out to you. We've got biscuits, we've got ham, we've got eggs, whatever you like.
Gravy?
I have one of each.
I like the way you think, Ginger. 2 of each.
I'm gonna look at you. You can't fit 2 inside you if you had to.
Ho ho ho! I am a cat of many skills.
Yeah. That sounds so wrong on so many
A
levels. Lucy.
challenge to me.
It's so terrible.
And so they definitely don't have a problem getting those orders filled. And before long, all of you are brought quite the little feast there. Plenty of food for all of you to eat. and you find yourselves now all sitting together and full bellies, decent night's sleep, and feeling pretty optimistic overall, things considered. Well, Erwin says after a little bit, after all of you have begun to feast and such. So, I did some digging, as I said I would, and I think I might have, well, perhaps it would be best if I let him speak.
Yeah.
And he kind of indicates over at one of the tables there, one of the commoners kind of stands up, and as you can now kind of pay more attention to him, you can see he's a little more finer dressed than some of the other individuals you'd seen in the past. He kind of walks over. He looks at all of you. Well, Martikov, these the people? Yes. He kind of says with a little bit of a smirk. Not really impressed. Oh, hello. My name is Ernst Larnack. And you all are?
Oh, yeah.
Well, and he takes the letter out of Erwin's hand. I believe that I know who wrote this letter.
Go on.
That would be interesting.
Well, I must tell you this. I have actually been under strict orders not to tell you unless you come with me.
Oh, that seems weird that someone of your social standing that you wouldn't even be able to just to like talk to us how you want. Can I try and do I don't know. I don't know what that is. Persuasion?
Sure.
I mean, just look at you. No.
He looks down at you and looks at your little just he looks at Rocky. Did your pet just speak to me?
Listen here, bud. I am a talking. Wait, no, not a cat. I'm a tabaxi, and
Lucy.
I am the greatest bard that's ever been to this damn town.
And he just stares at you with just this complete and utter look of I don't give a shit.
I'll step up and say, you should probably respect her a little bit more, or we'll all have some problems. It's probably not a good idea.
Ooh, make an intimidation check. You kind of can see the strong, battle-hardened muscles that kind of sits underneath your armor, and as you kind of stand up, kind of half flexing and looking in its direction, your eyes narrow down. He sees a little bit of fire in your eye, and he... Yes, well, I meant no disrespect. I do apologize, my lady. He kind of gives a bit of a bow towards you, Lucy.
She does the Vegeta turn, arms crossed.
I'll look to Luce. Is that all right with you, Luce?
Good enough.
All right. Now,
Listen, all of you. Charming people. I have been sent here on behalf of the Lady Fiona Watchter. She knows who wrote the letter. And she has bid me to bring you to her.
excuse me.
She live in town?
She does.
You her errand boy, then?
Ooh.
Sounds like it.
For the money that I'm paid, you can call me whatever you want.
So, what's this lady's deal?
She is one of the aristocracy of the town of Valaki. She is concerned for the well-being of its inhabitants, both great and small. He looks at Lucy.
She's normally a big enthusiast of letter forgeries.
She is an enthusiast about doing what's right for Valaki.
How do we know she has anything to do with this? And this isn't some ruse. What
You
proof do
don't.
you have?
You absolutely don't. And I'll be honest with you, I get paid whether you come with me or not, so I don't give a damn.
Yeah, I say we go with him, and he's lying Ginger turn into a pincushion. We win either way.
Ugh. He kind of says under his breath.
I wouldn't scoff at her. She didn't get to kill the last person she wanted to.
Kind of just rubs the bit of the soul patch there on his jaw. If you would like to come and make her acquaintance, come with me. She's taken a keen interest in you, and with Markov's letter here, it seems that your fates may intertwine.
What do you say, Mardikov? Are these
that's
trouble?
Trouble? Well, this one's a pompous ass, and he kind of points at Ernst, and who immediately gets a look of, how dare you?
We could all tell
But-
that.
And if Fiona has a somewhat reputable nature, she's not someone that typically entertains guests. I can tell you this. When I see her out and about, she's pleasant enough. Her boys, actually, were here the other night when you were here for the performance. They come here quite frequently and drink here. They've always paid their tabs on time, and I don't feel like there's anything to be concerned about. She seems on the level.
Well, Ernst, we ruffians find ourselves a little short on coin this morning. Why don't you leave a nice tip for the house here, and we'll get started out.
He kind of looks up over at Erwin. Just pay the boys tab. And Erwin, because, alright, they've been really down at the bottoms lately.
What's up, Tice? Trying to do my part,
And he
Virgil.
tosses a few coins towards Erwin.
All right, folks, what do you say we follow our new pincushion?
Okay.
My friends, Erwin says, you have room and board here if you require it for the evening, of course.
Thank you as always, Erwin.
And so Ernst kind of weaves his way around all of you and makes his way out to the road. And your group, reluctantly, enthusiastically, somewhere in between, follows them out. Stay here.
Is today the festival day, or is that tomorrow?
Today is the festival.
Okay.
It's still very early morning,
Okay.
so he got you up pretty quick.
Okay.
So, you guys are escorted through the town, which is all hustle and bustle. Folks are moving around quick. You see children excited. You see people getting ready for the parade. You see horses being moved around. You see these blazing festival banners with the crest of the sun on it. You just hear this, again, early morning, not even quite 10 a.m., but everybody is excited. The enthusiasm is tangible. This is pretty nice. Intermingled amongst those folks that seem overly enthusiastic, you do catch a few folks that look a bit put on, as if they don't really want to be here or involved in it. But other than that, the town at large seems like they're pretty happy overall. You can see the guards kind of going about their business, keeping on things, moving things around. And you do notice a few more people in stocks from the day before. More malicious unhappiness, I'm sure. And Ernst is leading you through the town, and a few people kind of notice your group from yesterday, and you get a few polite waves and nods. So just a nice little bit of reputation you guys have built up over the last day or so. And you go ahead.
No, just character just kind of like, okay.
Give me just 1 second here, guys.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
The DM has been slain by a greater power.
No, I'm just double checking my notes here. Make sure I got the Latin order.
No, don't. I agree with you. Don't seem right,
as
and
you
I
guys
hate that
are
they
being
put people in
escorted
stockades.
around and moving through the town.
My character just
you
hates
get
it. Deep down inside, it
closer
bugs
to
me
a
that people in
very large
stockades
house.
really doing nothing wrong.
And that house, well, based off of the gentleman that was with you guys, you're honestly a little surprised that it's not perhaps a bit nicer. Kind of looking at it, well, the best way to describe it is the house almost looks kind of disgusted with its own self. A slouching roof hangs heavy over furrowed gables. Moss-covered walls sag and bulge under the weight of the vegetation. And you guys kind of look upon it, not really sure if this is the place this pompous, well-dressed individual is taking you to. You actually hear the edifice of the house kind of groan a little bit. Only then do you realize to the extent at which the house seems to hate what it's become. Just kind of, just unreal. It's very strange. Not expected whatsoever. And all of you guys are kind of standing around, and Ernst is here with you guys, and you all are kind of looking at it, and he looks at you guys. It's seen better days. Looks better on the inside, though.
Doesn't look creepy at all. I say that and shake my head up and down, looking at the rest of the group.
Reminds me of where I grew up.
You grew up in a creepy, sad house?
I thought it would be more like a foxhole.
Ugh, foxhole.
Rocky, you need to get out more.
So you guys kind of make your way over to the front door, and Ernst walks up and he goes to open the handle. The front door opens into a narrow vestibule, and you guys see 3 stained glass doors in wooden frames leading from it. And I'll move you guys inside in just a moment. And as he walks in, he sees a woman standing, and she looks at him. Ernst, David, he says to her. I see you've fetched the guests for the lady. Yes, I have. They're all quite riveting. And she kind of looks at the 5 of you.
Did you hear that? You guys are kidding.
Ooh.
Raises her eyebrow a little bit. And then disappears further into the house. Yes, right, well, let's go, says Ernest. And he walks further in.
I'm just going to quietly lean to the rest of the group. I don't like this place or this guy at all. Oof.
Agreed.
Who goes in first behind him?
I'll go in first.
Okay. So as you walk in, Rocky, he leads you through a doorway and into a room. And then slowly but surely the rest of the group kind of files in behind him. I'm just going to kind of put you guys in here.
I'm not going to lie, I was scared I was about to be singled out here like,
so
after
you walk
you, sir.
into this room here, and You can see that there was a staircase kind of leading over to the side there, and you find yourselves being escorted to a large parlor. Inside, you can see 3 elegant couches surrounding an oval table made of a black glass. And all are set in front of a blazing hearth, above which hangs a portrait of a smirking nobleman, sporting a broken nose and a tangle of hair graying at the temples. And you see several smaller portraits along the walls. And sitting comfortably in the chair there, you see a woman. Her hair is kind of fixed back in an interesting style, kind of like slicked back and then kind of moved to the sides a little bit. And she's wearing a elegant gown. Her age, somewhere perhaps in her late 40s, maybe early 50s, but her skin is still very smooth, very few wrinkles kind of mar on her. And she's sitting there with a goblet of wine in her hand and with her legs crossed, watching all of you kind of file in one by one. And Ernst kind of comes over and stands near. My lady, I have your guests. And she kind of nods at Ernst. Thank you, Ernst. But of course, is there anything else I can do for you? And she does a slight nod. I'll be all wonderful. Always a pleasure. And he looks at the 5 of you. Yes, well, good day. He moves back through one of the doorways and heads back into there. And she looks at all of you and
Good day, we'll ring if we need you.
she looks at all of you
Yeah, good boy.
and she says, well, welcome to the Washington residence. I apologize if it's a bit disrepair. We have fallen on hard times.
Lucy's
I
gonna
thought I was
walk
gonna
up and sit on a couch next to her. Yes, thank you for the invitation. Oops, I just threw my cup across the room. Thank you for the invitation.
And
The home
she,
is welcome.
thank you. And she looks at all the rest of you, and she indicates the couches to the left and the side. And by all means, anyone that wishes to have a seat, I'm happy to offer that.
Does the layout look like this long table is here and then the couch is where Lucy is, which just the way it looks?
Yeah, it looks just like the way it looks. So, but just you know, things are a little bigger, you know. So
Right.
more than one person can sit on those couches.
Not the way Lucy's sitting. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll go ahead and grab my seat here at the head of the table. I mean, we were talking to the woman here, David, right? The not the
No.
moving closer to Lucy. So that's a woman where Lucy is.
Just let your hair.
Rude.
The woman, all right.
I'm gonna
Looks
come
like
sit with
Dr.
Lucy. Let's share your couch. Scoot over, Luce.
Yeah, I'll go over there then if that's who we're speaking with. Just chill on the. Just say I'd drag over a chair. Put it right there, right.
Here. Yeah. So she kind of waits until everyone kind of settles themselves where they are planning on staying. And the woman, Dabbit, over there is just kind of like leaning against the wall with their arms crossed, kind of just watching everything. So you all kind of like get settled in, and she looks at all of you and she says, so, pleasantries of business.
Oh, the weather is pretty nice today if you'd like to talk about it.
Confused. Didn't
The-
you guys invite us here?
The weather. Yes. She kind of looks at you all. Excited about the festival?
Thrilled.
I think we're supposed to say yes, right?
I hear there's a lot going on.
Lots of happiness. All smiles.
Oh. And she just kind of like does the best impression of the Baron Vargas. All will be well, she kind of mockingly says.
Oh, Lucy claps.
And well, there's plenty of booze out of the battle.
Lucy, I think she might be a better performer than you. You try.
All is well.
She kind of smirks a little bit at you.
I take it you're not a fan of the Baron?
You would be quite right, my dear. I am not a fan.
Does he have something to do with the current state of affairs at your house?
Oh. He's not... Oh, goodness. He's not just a terrible burgomaster. He's a downright tyrant. Just as terrible as the last, if not worse. His father, Vargan, mad, ruled Valakai with an iron fist, cruel, inhumane punishment. They're brutes, all of them, especially his captain, Izek.
So the burgermaster is an Iron Chef.
I'm afraid I don't understand your meaning.
Or did I mishear? Am I hungry still? Is that a problem? That could be the problem. Never mind, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yes.
And then I look at Lucy. She did say Iron Fist Burgermaster, right?
Iron Chef? I don't know.
I was quite taken with the story of how you all bravely went and saved the Martikov winery.
Oh, shucks. Twerk nothing.
Yes.
Correction, we saved the wine.
Well, when I heard about that, I knew that we had a special breed of folk that had entered into town here.
A special breed of highly paid folk.
Highly paid, highly trained.
Definitely special.
Yes. And I could not believe my further good fortune when Martikov brought that letter to my attention. And I knew that handwriting very well.
Renard leans forward with interest.
That handwriting matches Baron Vargas.
And why would that weasel send me lies about Irina?
Oh, you haven't heard?
Renard's ears lower. Heard what?
I see. When you got to town, you made no attempt to check on your little Irina.
Not since we've been back, no.
Well, from what I have heard from my little spies,
This doesn't sound good.
Izek took her to the Burgomaster's manor not long after you all left.
Hey DM, remind me who Izek is?
He's the guard captain. You guys have seen him before briefly. He's a large brute of a man.
Okay, well, Renard starts to stand up. He goes, well, that's all I needed to hear. They're dead.
Sit down, Foxy. Let's see what else there is to find out.
Hey, Renard, can Irina take care of herself?
To be honest, the last time we were here, she wasn't doing too well. So, I've never seen her in tip-top shape, so to speak.
Maybe we should hurry this along then. Lucy's whispering across to Renard.
Let me give you a bit of information, and then tell you what I want from you, the woman says. It's common knowledge that Izek relishes the torture of his prisoners. He is his own. And I believe Vargas himself is his own little mean streak. his wife, Lydia, was a very fragile, delicate woman. Always dressed from head to toe. I would not be surprised if, well, a whip lashes her. You see, a few years ago, I tried to create understanding between our two families when things were in a bit better shape by arranging marriage between our children. However, I was unaware of their son's cruelty and Vargas's apathy toward my daughter's well-being. My daughter Stella, yes. Her mind was... I don't know what torture or what horrific things had been done to her, but she was brought back to me, and she was out of her mind. And you could see visibly pain across her face as she remembers.
Is it Vargas's son she was married to?
Yes.
Or Vargas?
Vargas's son.
At this point, Renard probably looks super agitated and is like gripping the sides of his chair angrily. You probably get the impression he's not going to sit there much longer.
No.
You know, monsters. And this ruse of all of these festivals and this all will be well nonsense.
So what do you want?
What do I want? Well,
Let's cut to the chase. We have work to
That's-
do, it's obvious.
I want you to kill the Baron.
Finally, something that makes sense.
What proof do you have that Baron wrote the letter about Irina?
You can only take my word at this. I have seen his handwriting before. And it's no small coincidence that Irina is now at his manor, and I do not believe it was of her own volition.
How would this Baron have known where we were to send us the letter in the first place?
You know what, Renard? Let's take care of this. I'll go ahead and cast Zone of Truth. So she can, and I mean, I will know whether she tries to save or not. So basically, she can choose to save or let fall underneath her own will. And I'll just say it out loud. I'll stand up. You know what, Renard? Let me save this for you. And I'll cast a spell. I'll mutter some words, throw a spell, and then I'll look at everybody and say, now we're all in a zone of truth. Each of you have a choice. You can save, or you can break this magical bond, but I will know. Or you can choose to accept it and tell the truth. And then I'll look at her. What would you like to do?
Okay, I admit it. I stole a phone from Irina.
Everybody just stares at Ginger.
I'm going to look at her. Hush! With that being said, everybody can make a saving throw or they can choose to fail it. That's up to them. If they choose to fail, they willingly cannot tell a lie. The saving throw is charisma.
And she looks...
Lucy. So I know Renard can lie. I know Lucy cannot. I'll look at her.
That's just true in general. I stole some of Ginger's bacon this morning. Oh.
And the creatures under this spell know they're in it. Like, even if I didn't announce it, they would know that they cannot tell a lie. Basically, they're well aware that the spell is on them.
This roll here is for David.
Okay?
And Fiona kind of purses her lips together. And, Very well, then. I will accept your spell.
Renard, feel free to ask all you would like. She cannot lie.
Why do you think he took Irina, and what do you think's gonna happen to her?
As to why he took Irina, I don't believe it was
What's up, Afar?
who took her. I think it was Isaac.
I think that stupid guard captain's interested in her.
Oh, I know he is. You know how I know? Because, according to my little birdies, his room is lined with dolls that look just like her.
What is it with this place and their sick fascination with Irina?
Creepy.
You're one to talk.
Shh, Lucy, it's not helping.
There's a doll maker in town, makes toys. Very, very good at his job. Isaac has commissioned him many times to make likenesses.
Oh yeah, this is just getting creepier.
So what's your stake in all of this?
As the second most powerful house, Valaki will regain the rightful opportunity of my family to take back this town, to put an end to these ridiculous festivities, and put things back in proper order. You see, I, unlike most of these fools, do not fear Strahd. Strahd is at worst to us, a negligent landlord. He doesn't care about us. He collects his taxes. He
I might
does
plan
his
to
thing.
ask Lucy some funny
It's
questions.
just how it is. There's no sense in opposing him or coming against him. It's foolish. He's been alive since before we were born. He controls the weather. He controls people. It's foolish. Foolish to stand against him. Better to stay on his side than become
Are you
a
saying the
problem.
Baron stands against him?
That's a great question. Here's what I can tell you. On the surface, it appears that is the case. That letter? No idea what game he'd be playing. Why he would write it. Why he would send it to you. Why it would come to you. Why? That
The only
Yeah.
way
question I was
he
asking
could have
him.
known where we were is if he had some aid from Strahd. There's no two ways about it. He's not the type of guy that has spies, in other towns far away that could have known anything.
That
He's just
would
an
make
idiot.
sense.
In this, while they're discussing and talking, I'm going to lean over to Lucy because I know she can't lie. And I'm going to go look at her and go, "Did you steal a piece of my breakfast this morning? Because I noticed a piece was missing, and I know you can't lie to me right now. Did you take it?"
Yes.
Knew it. Look at her.
I'm still hungry.
Bacon thief.
What other questions do you have?
What can you tell me about the Baron's house?
That's what I was gonna ask. We're on the same page.
Do you take baths or do you lick yourself?
Wait, are you guys?
I literally woke up in the bathtub. Oh, you're talking to the cat.
Yeah, turn around to Lucy again, knowing that I've got her where she can't lie. That bothers me now that I think about it.
I do both.
Oh, hairballs.
The Burgomaster's Mansion, composed of 3 levels: ground floor, upper floor, attic. It's a large. I'm not going to say I know the exact dimensions. It's large, and the upper floor is where the Baron's quarters are.
Where does the captain live? With him?
Yes, the captain actually stays in the home. You see, well, now this is a story of interest. Isaac is not the captain's son, the Baron's son, but he treats him as such. You see, he's had that boy, man, in his household probably since he was 10, 11, and he's kept them there like another son. His room is actually not far from the Baron's. Isaac is very loyal to the Baron for taking him in. You see, a long, long time ago, Isaac's arm was torn off by a wolf. Now, as you say this, all of you guys kind of think back when you saw him. He was, like I said, he was a big, hulking man, easily the size of Rocky, but more wider. And he wore a kind of a black cloak around it, and he did not appear to be missing an arm. So that's just kind of like the initial vibe, the thought that kind of plays in your guys' heads as she tells the story.
Yes. And the beast didn't finish him off.
Yes. Well, he lost an arm to the wolf, and he was saved. But years later, when the Baron decided to take him in, you see Isaac. Well, one day Isaac just appeared in town with another arm.
No one knows why?
Or how?
No. The Baron said it was a great miracle that had happened because of the belief that all would be well.
He's a liar, pants on fire.
Oh, of course. And I'll tell you this. After seeing that arm a few times in public, he has taken great pains to keep it covered up since.
Is there any time during the festival where they won't be home?
Oh, you mean like the entire time?
Bingo.
How many guards do they have at the house?
Typically, good amount, probably 10.
Alright, so we're gonna need a spell mirror images. So one of me can kill Izzy while the other one saves Irina at the same time.
I don't know if it works like you think it works.
Yeah. Now, is there any secrets about your house that you're withholding from us?
And now you see that she's a bit taken aback by that question. Well, as a young woman, I received a prophecy from a seer. And it told me that one day a group of outsiders would come to Barovia and would begin a new age. And I dearly want to bring this to fruition. You see, I have a club, if you will. Perhaps you could call it a fan club. And we have tried very, very hard to bring this prophecy to pass. I said I would be a part of it. And I feel that you coming here gives me the opportunity to become part of it, to usher in a new age. And so, my home is a headquarters, if you will, for this group of people that share these ideas.
Lucy would like to look around. Are there any motifs or icons? I can see, I mean, looking at her token, I can see a dragon, but in the room itself, or are there any dragons around her room? Pictures, symbols?
In this particular room, it's primarily more. Again, it's a parlor, and most of the pictures in this room are family members. It's paintings like that. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay.
I hope that I have answered your questions sufficiently enough.
I believe. I'm going to get up and move over here towards Ren and Ginger. And just tell Ren to, quietly just tell Ren to swap spots with Ginger. Just kind of grab her, pull her over. You know, just swap with Ginger real quick. While the lady continues to talk.
Lucy's gonna talk to the lady. Hey, have you ever heard of an elven bard named Vamir?
No?
I'm just gonna gently kind of sit down next to Ginger here and whisper to her, do you think you can check this house out while we maybe keep them busy talking? I mean, make an excuse. You need to get out of hair. You need to go to the ladies' room. Anything. I know you can lie. They don't know you can lie. So we have an upper hand here.
All right. Magic.
Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am. Where's the nearest ladies' room?
And she looks over at you. Yes. Of course. David, if you could escort the lady. And looks over at you. Yeah, sure. Absolutely, we can do that. Come with me. And she heads around you guys and heads towards out of the store.
So what is Ernst to you?
It's she kind of laughs. He's kind of a little bit of everything. He's my jack of all trades. Whatever he needs, I need done, he does. Of course.
Anything?
I'm not sure what you're implying,
Just asking.
sir.
Anything?
She seems a little indignant.
Lucy elbows him. But like, is he qualified? Is he good at anything?
You're
Apparently,
good derailing the subject here.
apparently he's good at something. Rocky will laugh a little. Sorry, my bad.
Is that your husband on the wall?
And she looks up, and again, you see a little bit of sorrow kind of twinge on her face. Yes, she says, he is passed away.
I'm so sorry. Tell me more.
And so she does begin to discuss the details of how her husband died, which, if are of importance, you can ask me later. But let's see what Ginger's up to, shall we?
I think we shall.
So, Ginger, Shabbat leads you into the room here, and she indicates the staircase that leads to the upper floor.
Okay. Do I get to go by myself? Or is she gonna like watch me pee?
She's gonna escort you to the restroom. So I'm gonna take your tokens and move you. And you are now here. For 10 minutes.
And we are now watching Ginger try to sneak around a
Okay,
house.
so 1 second.
Who knows what's going to happen? But we'll give her a shot.
Is that a bunch of cats?
So a wooden staircase leads up to a balcony. At the foot of the stairs is a landing with 3 stained glass doors and wooden frames. As you make your way into the hallway here, you can now see that there is a room to the left and a couple other rooms to the right over there. And she indicates that this room down here would be the closest restroom that could be used. So she takes you down to here and kind of points into that room right there.
Okay,
And-
follow her down.
Yeah, she gestures. Make it quick. She just kind of indicates you can walk in.
Okay, so I'll kind of step in there and. Is it right here?
Oh, no, it's right here at this big door.
This one? Oh, okay. There. Do I have company in this room?
Yes,
Bathroom?
as you walk in, you see a man sitting there. Ah! And he's like on the chamber pot. Ah! Yeah! And you kind of push back out, and as you do so, Dammit starts laughing at you.
You're a jokester, huh?
Oh, sorry, is someone in there? I guess I should not. And you hear some clambering around in there, and I'll be out. I'll be right out. And this man walks over, and he's kind of like he's probably in his late 20s. You know, he's pretty well dressed, well groomed. He's got a long kept beard, a blue scarf kind of pulled around his neck with a white overcoat, and he's oh my god, I am so sorry. I thought the door was locked.
Nice. Logging in on somebody on the pot.
And
you know.
he just kind of yes, Nikolai watched her. I'm Lady Fiona's son. Are you a guest?
Like that?
Yes. And Dabbit kind of pokes her head in. Yeah, listen, she just needs to use the bathroom, okay? Yes, of course. I do apologize. And he's all bright red, and he kind of turns and like walks past kind of quickly. And then she's kind of looks back at you. There's probably no one else in there. You cut out.
I told her to take a look.
She just kind of takes her foot and kind of pushes the door open just a little bit. Looks good. Lets it close.
I'm gonna push her in there and lock the door from the outside. Is that possible?
Oh. Yes. Okay. So
Yes.
let's see here. So yeah, you're basically just gonna push her. So she
So
kind of
terrible.
uses her leg to kind of push the door open, and she kind of leans in there, looks as she does so, and you're just gonna shove her from behind, just throw her in there.
Yep.
Okay. So, all right. So you push her in.
Actually, yeah.
Okay. You push her in, and she kind of goes tumbling like into the room. Now you can shut the door, but the lock is typically on the inside.
I'm actually going to use Shocking Grasp as
Okay.
I push her.
Okay. What does it do?
Lightning springs from your hand to deliver a shock to the creature you try to touch. Melee spell attack against the target. I have advantage on the attack if the target's wearing armor made of metal. On hit, target takes 1d8 damage, and it can't take reactions until the start of its next turn.
Okay, go for it.
So I just roll
To hit.
Yeah.
And you have advantage because you're surprised.
from behind, yeah.
Yeah.
So I just roll my d20 then.
Yeah. Add your dex.
Okay. So I guess I'll just do that on here.
You should be able to just click the spell on the character on your.
I just freaking roll a 1.
I told you have advantage.
Oh. Okay.
Oh
Is there a
my
way to
God.
roll it from my sheet directly?
Do you have this in your spell? Hang on, let me take a look.
I put it in my spells, but I don't know that I can just click it.
Oh.
You may have. Did you type it in manually?
Yeah.
You'd have to. What's the spell called?
Shocking grasp.
Hang on.
How do I roll a d20 with advantage? Just rolling it.
Just roll it twice.
Twice, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Watch
an
this.
advantage button at the top.
Okay, I just added shocking grasp. to
Then
your
I
spell.
rolled a nat 20.
Ah!
There you go. How do you go from a freaking 1 to a 20?
Alright, well, I just added shocking grasp to your sheet. I think going forward you'll be able to use it.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'll have to double check. I'll play with it later for you, figure it out.
Thank
so
God.
Yes, you rolled a nat 20. So go ahead and roll your damage, you.
You'll roll 2 die 8. Or what's the.
Yay.
So you're gonna like
The spell's
accidentally
crit.
kill her?
Yes, spell's crit. Absolutely, it's a damage spell. She'll roll the die out. Oh, you suck. Don't forget to add your sneak damage.
Okay, I'm not trying to hurt her. I just want to incapacitate her.
Oh, well then, yeah, you don't have to add your sneak damage, but technically you could.
No, she has to add all of her things. It's a magic spell.
What do you want me to add?
So you're gonna roll a
Die 6.
on a hit. Well, on a hit you take target takes 1d8 lightning damage and it can't take reactions.
Right.
So there's no you're not rolling damage. You're gonna so you're gonna roll 1d8 lightning damage and it can't take reaction until the start of its next turn. Spell's level increases by 1d8. Just double
I
check.
crit though, so that's why I rolled 2.
So
right?
she rolls 1d8 and then she doubles it.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. I rolled 2 once.
Okay. So yeah, I mean like it shocks her and she just and she takes 2 damage and she kind of like just slumps, falls into the floor and just lays there.
Now I'm gonna start sneaking around.
Okay. So what do you want to go into first?
I'll go to this room here, I guess, across the way. I mean, I'll listen first to see if I hear anything or is there like a keyhole I can peer through or something on the door?
You don't want to walk into anybody on the toilet anymore.
No.
It's a simple door handle. There is a key. There's a keyhole.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll look through the keyhole, see if I can see
Alright.
anything.
You could see across from the room maybe a fireplace that is it's not lit. It's just kind of like dark in the room.
Okay.
There's a window that gives a little natural light into it.
Okay. I'll try to jiggle the door handle. Does it seem like it's locked or unlocked?
It is locked.
Okay. I'm gonna move over to this room then.
Okay.
Same thing.
The door is not locked.
Okay, I'll open it very slowly.
And as you do so, there is a person you hear kind of move towards the door, and the handle is grabbed and pulled. And you see a young woman, and she sees you, freaks out, like just visibly looks totally surprised, shocked, and she that you can see now the room is kind of musty and dark. You see an iron frame bed fitted with leather straps near the wall. The place has no other furnishings other than bed. And as she sees you, she then kind of like she scurries away from you, like almost dropping to all fours, and she's in like a nightgown, and she leaps into the bed, and she starts kind of like just kind of like hissing, kind of like, and she says, "Little kitty doesn't know you, and doesn't like the smell of you," and she just kind of shouts at you.
Yeah. I'm gonna slowly close the door and back up.
Oh.
Okay, moving on. How about this door?
Okay. Also unlocked.
I wish I couldn't see in there.
Just because of the surprise factor, yeah.
Yeah.
I took away some of the dynamic lighting to make it a little more interesting for you guys, so it's not so much pitch black. But anyway, yeah.
I like
so
it. It's fine.
the double doors are unlocked, and you walk in and you see the room is crawling with cats. Bookshelves hug the walls, but most of the shelves are bare, other than furnishings like desk, a chair, a table. You see like a wine cabinet. The room kind of has an irregular shape. None of the angles seem quite right, as though like the house has kind of shifted it and like adjusted the plane. And these you count eight cats, and as they kind of look at you, a couple of them are kind of hiss at you a little bit and kind of move around a little bit. So yeah, you see a bunch of
The
cats.
cat people. I have to tell Lucy about this. I'm gonna go back to this door and try to pick it open now.
All right, go ahead and use your tools.
Does it not? Can I not just click it?
Should be able to.
It's not working. I don't think. I click where it says item name, right? And I click Thieves Tool. Not working. Not doing anything.
There we go.
There it went.
I
Oh,
just
it worked
looked
that time? Oh, rusted.
Well, rusted it,
Okay.
but either way.
Yeah, it works.
Thanks,
You see the one
DM.
corner.
We'll
No
take
problem.
that
It
roll.
should be over there underneath your tool spot over on the left side, not in your item list.
Little spot on left side.
Underneath passive wisdom.
Got it.
Bottom left,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I see it now. Do you want me to roll it myself, or we want to go with your roll?
It's
I like
fine.
your roll. I like your roll.
Your roll gets us into the door, so I my roll gets us into
Yeah,
the door,
yeah.
so yeah. Okay, so you just fish in to your little pouch, pull out the skeleton
Excuse me.
keys, and begin to play with it just a little bit. And
Super yawning.
it opens. The door slowly creeps open there.
So, nothing bad here.
Across from the door, you can see now that the hearth that you saw kind of before, just a hint of a sputter of a fire, kind of like just briefly just flares up as the wind, as you open the door, kind of hits it a little bit. It's just kind of struggling to stay alive. But you see above it a large framed family portrait. You can see a noble father and mother and two young sons and a baby daughter
Excuse
in
me.
the father's arms, and the sons are smiling in a way that's just mischief, and the parents themselves look like uncrowned royalty, just a air of confidence on their faces. You can now see wood paneling covers the walls of the room, and a closet and a framed mirror flank a curtained window to the south. To the north, a wide canopied bed lies pinned between matching end tables and coil lamps. Stretched out on one side of the bed is a man dressed all in black. His eyes each covered with a copper piece, and he bears a striking resemblance to the man in the painting.
Is he breathing?
Tell me, bears a resemblance to who?
The man in the painting that you just saw.
Okay. The one downstairs?
No, the one that I just
In the
described.
room.
Okay. Never mind. I'm with you now.
Does it seem like he's breathing?
So you kind of creep over closer, and you watch for his chest to go up or down, and you do not see any breath in him.
Okay, I'm gonna start rooting around in the nightstands.
Okay. So as you're kind of looking at him a little closer, you can see that he's this man in his bed. He's impeccably dressed,
Bad news.
and he's definitely dead, but he doesn't look dead. Like there you know how you can sense when there's life in something.
So yawny out
There's
of
no
nowhere.
life in this body, but it looks preserved. As
Could it
if
smell weird or anything?
no, you don't smell anything. There's no decomposition on his body. He looks. If you saw him breathing, you'd just think he was sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
So very strange. So you decide you want to start rummaging around the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you find a closet that contains shelves of like fancy footwear, fine garments, and you also find like a black ceremonial robe with a dark hood. Moving around a little further, you can see there's a high shelf, and you see a little locked iron chest on top of it.
Ooh, I want to unlock that.
Oh.
Go ahead and try to unlock it. Okay.
Oh, do I need to turn? I need to turn off advantage.
Yeah. You need to switch back
Sorry.
to regular rolls.
Okay. You want me to re-roll it, or?
Actually, I've just been using the one on the left, whichever one is the first roll. So
Okay.
it's an 11. So you take the fireplace and you or take it off of it and you begin to kind of fiddle with it again, and you then need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ruh-roh.
Is this?
Ruh-roh. Whew.
And so as you pull
That
the
could've been
lock
bad.
at just the last second, you notice a small little needle hidden in the lock, and you just barely pull your little finger back before it taps your finger. You see it kind of snack into place there outside of the lock, and you kind of inspect it, look at it, and with your roguish proficiencies, you can tell that there's a poison on this needle. It's a very good thing that you're being careful. But now that you can see the little needle mechanism in there, you're able to pry it out and then open the chest.
What's inside?
You see the iron chest is lined with thin sheets of lead, and it contains bones.
Like animal, human? Can I tell?
Human.
Okay.
This is
Like,
good.
wait. I mean, what kind of bones? They got to be pretty small.
So the chest, and I'm sorry, I might have described the chest as a little smaller than I intended. The chest is probably about the size width-wise of like a computer tower, and it's not like a full skeleton. It's like parts of bones, like you see a skull, part of an arm, a leg, things like that.
I do not like up here.
Oh, crap.
Okay, I gonna close it and put it back.
This isn't good.
Nothing else in there other than bones.
Mm-mm.
Doesn't seem like there's any hidden compartments or anything. If I
You can make a perception check or investigation, your choice.
Yikes.
investigation, perception.
This family is weird.
Investigation is int. Whiz.
Let's hope for
Take a whiz.
Well,
Oh!
I'm not finding anything.
Well, so you kind of poke around it. You don't really see any secret compartments or anything, but you do notice now that you kind of twist it and hold it to the light, you do see that there is a name written in the kind of like in the opening of the chest, like on the lid, on the inside of the lid. It says Leo Dilsina.
Okay. I'll just try to put it back just how I found it, so it doesn't look like it's been disturbed. And then that was like on top of the fireplace area, or
Yeah, up in that general direction.
okay, so I still have the two nightstands and like under the bed to look at.
So upon going into the nightstands, you do find a little bit of small amount of coin in on the one on the left. Looks like it's about 80 silver worth of coin.
Okay.
And then on the other nightstand on the right there, you can just see what appears to be looks like reading glasses and a looks like like a little cup that had been kind of poked away inside of it.
Weird.
Nothing's in the cup.
Anything under the bed?
The bed underneath the bed is actually completely clear and clean.
Okay.
The whole room is extremely clean, very well taken care of.
Okay. And in the little closet area, if I poke around like behind the hanging clothing or on top of the shelves. Nothing seems out of the ordinary.
Got
In
a
there.
little investigation.
Much better. Much better.
So, meanwhile, downstairs.
Nope, downstairs.
So you guys are all kind of prattling on and saying your questions and doing all your things that you're doing, and Fiona kind of looks at all of you and says, "Where?
I'll always pick up the
Looks
class.
like your friend has been gone for a while. Is she okay?"
She could be ill. Maybe I should go check on her.
Now, since everyone there is, some people are under the effects of the truth spell, is there anyone there that knows?
What do you mean? Does she know that we can lie or not?
No. Yeah, I mean, like, could someone lie to her?
Lucy can't.
Lucy doesn't know.
Lucy knows she can't lie.
The only person that knows that someone went upstairs is Ren and Ginger and Rocky. Is that correct? Or that someone tried to sneak away?
When she...
Yeah.
Yeah.
How could Lucy have heard Ginger say that she had to go to the bathroom?
She didn't hide it.
Everybody heard Ginger say she went to go to the bathroom.
I'm just curious, just to see if it goes both ways. If she asks a question, can people lie to her?
Yeah,
No,
people under the spell cannot lie to anyone.
Correct. It's a zone of truth. Meaning, if you're in the spell, you cannot lie. You cannot knowingly lie.
But you have to be asked directly, correct?
No, it doesn't. Here, let me read
You
it back.
just can't lie.
There's no compulsion of talking, though, right? Like
No, you can stay silent, so you can choose to be quiet. So, like, here, let me just read it
You
to
just
you.
can't tell a lie. I got you.
Yeah. So basically, on a failure, they willingly cannot tell a lie. You know. So I know if they succeeded or failed on their save.
But you're the only one that knows.
I'm the only one that knows. So no one else knows if they're lying or not, unless I told Renard she cannot lie. You know, I knew Lucy couldn't lie. That's why I was poking at her about stealing the bacon and asking other funny things with her, because I know I can force her to tell me the truth. Creatures in the area also know they are under the effects of the spell and can thus refuse to answer a question they would normally lie in response to. So rather than lying, they can just stay quiet and be like, you know.
Plead the fifth.
Yeah.
Okay. No problem. So yeah, so she just asked a general question, just, you know, what's taking your friend so long?
Big breakfast.
And she kind of like wrinkles her nose up at that.
I would hate to know if she's been gone that long. She is a goblin.
Wonderful.
Bernard just looks agitated.
Meanwhile, back upstairs.
Maybe we could send Lucy up to check on her and your friend to make sure everything is going okay.
And at this point, a man walks into the room. Oh, Mother, I did not know that we had guests, other than the one that came upstairs a little while ago. And Fiona kind of looks over. Yes. Is everything all right? Her and David have been up there for a while. Well, does he become under the influence of the cone?
He enters the zone, he must make a save.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. What do I gotta roll?
Charisma saving throw.
Okay. He failed.
That's awesome.
So she
Well, they
asked
caught
the
me with their
question.
pants down.
And so, okay, so he goes, well, I'll be honest with you. I was upstairs, and I haven't had a girl in a while, and so I was kind of feeling a little down, and so I was kind of relieving myself, and this goblin girl just walks in on me, and I'm like mid yank, and and as soon as he says those words, his eyes widen, his hands go to his mouth. Why did I say that? He says.
I'm gonna tell Lucy, he can't lie.
And he is if he was red before, he is like literally the most. He looks like a walking tomato. He is just unbelievably embarrassed. And you see Fiona just put her hand to her face and just, oh my god.
Is this your son?
And he just looks at all of you and then runs out the door.
Wait. I call for him to
He's
come
just
back
gone.
real quick. Come back real quick.
He is just ran out the door. He's gone. He's
I
not
don't-
paying any heed.
I don't think he's ever coming back,
Can
Rocky.
you dispel this spell of yours? I take it you've gotten what you needed to know.
Wait. I just want to
You've
know.
given me more knowledge than I wanted.
He didn't have time to wash his hands before he threw his hands up there. Oh, that is gross. Think of what your son just did. Oh.
This has degenerated into just complete nonsense.
Oh, that's so gross.
I'm looking for warriors to help me. This is ridiculous. End your spell now.
Yeah. Oh, does that embarrass you to realize that your son just licked his own hands after, doing what he was doing up there? Tell me you gotta be that's gotta tear you up a little bit inside. That's like your future grandkids just all on him now.
Ginger, make a perception check.
Oh, no.
Alright. So, Ginger, you're pretty concerned with trying to make sure everything looks about like it was when you left it. And you don't hear the door open behind you, but you do feel the presence of someone as a dagger comes at your back, and you instinctively just kind of like twist around, and it kind of slides right past you, and you see now Dabbit is drawn a blade upon you. I don't know what the hell your game is, but I'm going to end you right now.
I'm gonna duck under her legs and run down the stairs screaming, "Ah! That was trying to kill me!"
What's up, you crazy? How you doing, buddy?
So downstairs, Rocky is saying all the gibberish to Fiona, and you guys now hear Ginger running down the stairs screaming, Dabbit is going to kill me. And she then runs into the room.
Lucy stands up. I think that's our cue to go to the Baron's house. Everyone, if you could please exit this fine lady's home. We've done enough harm.
Oh, all right.
And then Lucy will turn and tip her hat. My lady.
And as Ginger kind of runs in there, she's there, and Dabbit comes into the room right after her, and she's brandishing a dagger. Lady Fiona, she attacked me. She's snooping around upstairs. And Fiona kind of looks at all of you. Did you end your spell, Jared?
I have not yet.
Just trying to use the bathroom. She made me go into the room where I will never unsee what I saw.
You walked in on the guy? I'm going to point and laugh. No, don't worry.
And now, all of a sudden, she's trying to kill me.
That sounds like a bad tour guide.
Yeah. Hi, man in the back.
She
Man in the corner.
lies, says,
Clearly has some malicious intent.
Maybe you should hire better help.
Your tour guide. Hi, man in the corner over there. Yankee, don't worry about it. If you'd like to use the bathroom, go right ahead next to him.
okay, so both of these characters have just re-entered the zone, and so they need to save again, correct?
That part I don't know. It doesn't really state. Because, sure. I mean, it's
How long does the spell last?
10 minutes.
Probably.
I got a long time.
It's probably ended by now, to be honest with you. She was upstairs for a while.
Okay.
It's 10 minutes, and I think, they would have to make a save after every round.
Yeah, I'd say this
No.
spell it went away on its own at this point. It's
And
been
then
longer than 10
that
minutes.
may be the case, but yeah, no, there is no resave on it. You either fail or succeed, and that's it.
All right.
I rolled a 20 in it the first time. So.
Yeah. So the spell's ended by now, though, so it doesn't matter anymore. It's been well over 10 minutes that Lucy was, or that Ginger was gone.
Glad to have you back. Be crazy.
So
Glad to
David's just
see you back.
like she speaks lies. I took her up there. Your dolt of a son was in that room, and then and then next thing I know, she asked me to open the door to make sure no one else is in there, and I do so, and she shoves me in, and she shocked me or something.
Oh. Oh yeah.
I'll show him my hands. How? What? No. I am but the simple goblin.
Yeah. How do you even know she shoved you if you were in the bathroom?
I'm still
She
confused.
shoved
Did
me
you go
into the
into?
bathroom?
Did you know that the guy was in there? Doing what he was doing.
She
Bernard.
did, because she laughed at
Shoots
me.
his gun at the ceiling.
Oh my god. Okay. Renard, I want you to roll 2d10.
No! He hits the girl above us. She's dead.
Okay.
This is so bad.
8 and a 4. Alright, you fire up into this woman's home, into the ceiling, and you hear
Oh no! I can't throw.
Alright, so after he shoots, and I assume everything goes dead quiet, he just screams, and he's like, shut up, you idiots, we've got better things to do. He's been agitated the whole time, and he's ready to leave. I, however, am laughing. He is not.
and Fiona just looks horrified and just utterly mystified.
I'm going to get Irina. You jack-offs can stay here and do whatever for as long as...
I mean, there was some of that going on.
Now he...
I'm so confused. Why would you shoot your gun in this lady's house? I'm just gonna sit there and laugh at you. Like, what were you thinking?
just kind of stomp out of the house now.
He's such an angry little fox.
David, it's been a pleasure.
I'm going to quickly follow behind Bernard.
Yeah, we probably need to go. You need to check in on your son, because he's got a lot of stuff on his face. And I don't know what happened upstairs, but... yeah.
Horrible, horrible things.
I mean,
So
yeah. I'm going to go ahead and leave. Probably need to get your house in order and get somebody to patch that hole, because that's bad news. And you might want to get your roof patched in case it rains. Yeah.
I'm gonna say this, guys. Lady Fiona will remember this.
Uh-oh.
We're so fucked up.
So,
Shoot
she
the
kind
gun
of
in the house.
just watches as all of you just leave her house, and Davitt, not sure, but decides, she's quite outnumbered, and she just kind of backs off.
Oh, God.
And all of you kind of walk out of this home.
Okay, time out. Did we hear animal hisses, or is that all we heard was an animal cry?
No, I'm going to tell you guys all about what I found up there.
I mean, like, all you heard what I said you heard.
Well, I was
It's what
laughing
it
too
is,
hard,
what
to
it
be
means.
honest with you.
Huh?
I was about 5 feet from my computer laughing really hard at Renard's idea to shoot a gun inside a house through the floor.
It sounded like animal hissing, basically.
Oh.
But don't forget that girl.
Yeah,
that you
no,
walked
yeah, I'm
into-
gonna tell them about that.
Yeah.
Can
I'm-
Lucy tell the difference?
Oh.
Maybe under normal circumstances, but this is probably not the best. You could try to
I don't even care.
think of yeah.
Ren, are you still in the
Tell them
house?
there's about a 1 in 9 chance they hit either a crazy cat person or a crazy cat.
Ren, are you still in the house or did you leave?
Oh, I bailed out of there too.
No, he's just in there calmly, like sipping tea.
Having some tea.
Well, he's still sitting at the table. His token hasn't
Like,
moved.
You shouldn't invite people like that in your home, but this is my business. He like breaks it.
Oh. All right, damn it. I will look at her and say, look, obviously that gunshot hit something.
It's Rocky.
I will. I will go and mend your ceiling and mend your floor and see what damage he did to whatever is upstairs. Because I think he killed. Do you have a pet cat? I'm just going to look at her. Do you have a pet cat?
She just, her face, before she was mildly entertained by the antics, now is a very icy stare, very,
Look, you
very
can be
hostile.
mad at us or you can take my help. But I'm willing to help you because I never imagined he would pull his gun and shoot it inside your house. And being the character type that I am, Rocky would offer to help mend the hole and check on whatever may have been shot if it's not straight dead. So I'll reach up and cast mend on the floor.
Okay.
And then, again, offer. I know you're not happy, but I will go check out whatever was hit, whether it be a cat. If it's a minor issue, I will help out.
So she kind of licks her lips a little bit. Follow me. And
Okay.
she curtly walks past you and leads you up the stairs.
Totally not gonna lie. Right now I'm casting. I'm gonna go ahead and cast. What am I gonna? Hold on here. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Shield of Faith on myself, just to give myself some extra armor class, just in case she tries to ambush me or anything crazy before we get up here. Because I don't know how crazy this.
I'm about to say. I will say this. You know, she's a frail older woman. You don't feel much threat from her in that regard. Just.
No, but I don't know what's upstairs, so I'm just. It's kind of one of these things. I've not been up here. Ginger has. I don't know what I'm walking into. So, just a little bit of extra protection here to be safe.
So you guys kind of walk into the room upstairs, and she looks around and she says, "Wait here." She goes over to the middle room and opens it, and she looks in and she says, "Darling, are you okay?" And you hear like some sounds kind of like towards her, and you just see her kind of nod, just kind of shake her head, kind of lowered a little bit, and she shuts the door. Then she moves back up and opens the double doors and looks inside and walks around in there. You just kind of see that she's walking in there by herself, and she comes back and she goes, "That son of a bitch!" And you could see she actually has tears on her face, and she motions for you to follow her inside.
Oh, damn it. All right, I'll follow her in.
You walk into the room and you find that there was there's like a bookshelf right here.
Yep.
And there's a cat that was on top of it, and the bullet fired up and actually hit the cat.
Okay.
Murderer.
And there is a dead cat, with a bullet cleanly exited through its body.
Is it completely dead?
It's completely dead.
So I can't even.
It wasn't a very big cat. I mean, these were, and you can see all the other cats in there are totally like all against the wall, kind of freaked out a little bit. And you see one of them was kind of like halfway bravely walking up to check on its dead brother or sister, but then turned around and kind of like freaked out as you two walked into the room.
Okay, so I mean, I can't even spare the dying, put it to 0 hit points, and heal it.
Yeah, it's like
it's past dead.
It broke its spine, like the bullet just went straight through it.
Okay. I'm going to look at it real quick with her and say, unfortunately, this cat's well past what I could do. I'm sorry.
And she just looks just so agitated, just so angry, just not sure what to do, what to say. And she just looks at you and she says, I will not forget this cruelty that has been done to my family.
To be fair,
nothing to you.
To be fair, let's bring this down. It was the fox who's in love with this lady that you tell him she's probably getting beaten like a redheaded stepchild as we speak.
Yeah, and as your words kind of come out, you can just tell that you're really wasting your breath on her. Her face is one of just,
sure.
She's not stupid. Essentially, you go over to her, Ginger, next thing, Ginger disappears upstairs. One of her most trusted assistants is telling her that Ginger attacked her. Now this person's shot. I mean, like, your cloak of nobility, of heroism has kind of fallen a little bit. It's probably pretty apparent that you masterminded Ginger going upstairs. So, and that's kind of the thought process going on behind her eyes. And you just kind of feel like, as you're saying what you're saying, you're like, yeah, this is probably not good.
I know it's not, but all right.
And
well,
she looks at you very keenly. You will kill Isaac and the Baron.
yeah. We're probably going to do it because it's the right thing to do. You pointing isn't really going to help make change of any difference. But
You will do it, and you will bring me that bastard's head
we'll see.
for what he did.
What? Who did?
Just don't ask me any more questions. You've done enough.
Hey. Whatever you feel like, lady.
She just points towards the door.
All right, I'll head out that. I'm going to head down the stairs.
She doesn't follow.
Okay.
And as you make your way out, you can see Ernst kind of looking at you. Well, you guys really fucked it up, didn't you?
Well, we may have put a hole in the house. There could be a dead cat upstairs. I mean, I really didn't do it. The fox is the one who shot the gun.
Listen, friend. She may not look it, but she's not someone you want against you.
Yeah, well. Yeah. All right. Well, listen, Ernest, it was nice to meet you. We're going to go out here and talk about what we're going to do as a team. You guys really probably think about patching those holes, and we're going to see what we can do to take care of some of these bad guys around here. And I think we can all get together later on, see how each of our plans worked out, and we'll go from there.
And you walk out, and you find your group not far, kind of waiting to see what's going on.
Yeah. As soon as I walk outside, I am gonna point to Renard and just start busting up laughing again. Why would you shoot a gun in the house? What are you thinking?
Can we just go already? Haven't we wasted enough time here?
You killed her cat. She's legitimately sad over this cat, by the way.
is the least of my concerns.
Well, it's not the least of ours. She's pissed. And she's all like, if I don't get the head of this big bad guy, blah, 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 blah. Which now makes me wonder, what the hell's going on in that house? Because that house is crazy house just as much as everyone else in this town. And if they're hiring us to take care of somebody else, why aren't they taking care of it themselves? Obviously, she's got some friends in power.
We kill one bad guy, we put another bad guy in power. I don't care. I'm going to get Irina back. And if you guys want to help out, I'd really appreciate it. If not, I'm doing this either way.
Getting Irina back, it's not like you're going to the tower and saving the princess up on the tower from the big bad dragon. She's not just going to be like, oh, my prince. We may want to think about this.
Being a lot more stealthy than that.
And you need to find somebody that can fix the hole in their house. Because you're definitely going to cause some water damage. Probably some mold up in there, too.
Look, man, you got a weird sense of priorities. I'm gonna go.
I think we should all probably go. But we do need to come up with a plan. Obviously, it sounds like these guys are going to be gone all day. So, I say if we're going to do anything...
We have to show up at the festival, too.
Well, easy. I say we go to the festival, make a show, probably make an ass of ourselves because we seem to be good at that. Get kicked out of the festival. They'll remember we were there. We can sneak off.
I think you guys go make an ass of yourself at the festival, and I'm gonna sneak into that house.
I'll look at Renard. How about I check out the house first?
You can go with me, but I ain't staying behind. Besides, unhappiness is a crime in this town. I'm gonna get thrown in jail. I'm just going to the house.
Lucy, you and I to the festival. Send the other three to the house. We'll meet up with them.
The festival is my forte. And she flourishes her hands.
All right. Ginger, go with Renard and Ren. You three are probably our stealthiest to begin with.
Once we've taken Irina out of this house, then I'll be in a festival kind of mood. Or maybe a shooting that guy kind of mood. Maybe both. Both will make me happy.
I think they'll be
Before
back.
we separate, can we all agree not to kick the hornet's nest while we're in two different groups again? And I'll look pointedly at Rocky
I'm not going to be doing
and
anything.
Lucy.
Me and Lucy are the least of your worries. We are always on well-behaved situations. Have you ever known of
Absolutely.
me or Lucy to do anything out of the norm that could put the group in any type of risk?
We are the stability to this group.
Yes.
We-
Matter of fact, you're talking to the tallest and shortest member of the group. That makes us the best average of the group. It's like the high and the low.
Ren starts walking away. I'm gonna get killed with these idiots.
What time of day is it now? How long were we at her house?
It's about almost lunchtime.
So it's like festivals in full swing.
Oh yeah, things are moving pretty quick now. So.
I'm going to quickly just grab Ginger. Don't let them start a fight. Give us some time. I'll send a Raven to watch over you guys and send back word once you know what's going on.
You got it, dude.
And at that, I'm going to call for a Raven. Since I got the pendant, I'm going to look for one and send one with her to watch over.
So the group begins to then make their way back towards the main part of town, and you're calling out to a Raven. And not too long from then, one does begin to approach you, and I believe we will call it there for the night, guys.
Okay.
I just want to thank you all for saving me from having to play Lucy as sad Lucy with a cursed staff forever.
However, if you'd have attuned to that, Lucy would have had some fun.
Right?
Oh,
I was prepared for it.
I was sitting here
like,
thinking, we'd find a priest that we talked to, see if he knew anything.
right?
But
Trying
no,
to-
they're like, let's just cut it off. It's okay, guess we're going this way.
I was gonna like plan my whole emo Lucy, but didn't have to.
Evil emo Lucy.
Who shoots a gun in a house, man? What the?
It's a
That-
classic thing where you got to get everybody's attention.
Well,
Two-story
yeah.
house.
Yeah. You had a very real chance of hitting that daughter, man. I 100% put that on the list, and I was like, if he hits her, this is gonna go bad really fast.
Going down.
Oh my god, I cannot. I was sitting there thinking to myself, if he hits that little girl, what is going to happen? Oh my god!
Here, how to
We're
take?
gonna have to kill everybody in the house.
How to totally trash your storyline?
Burn that place to the ground, and then leave this town never to show our faces again.
How to totally ruin your entire storyline in one moment like that? Oh god, that was great.
The Valiant Lost, no longer heroes, wanted criminals.
Yes, it doesn't take it long.
Just the smallest hint of metagaming. Renard has lashed out and done impulsive things maybe 2 or 3 times like that during the course of this game. But every time he's done it, I've described him as very agitated in his body language first. So maybe you guys could learn to watch for it.
Nope.
So
All right.
does our team seem like the type of people that pay attention to each other?
Oh, Ren was watching. He was waiting.
Well, Ren just watches.
What's funny is that we all pay attention. We just care in different moments. Like, Rocky and Lucy will be best friends for like 20 minutes, and then all of a sudden it's like, I don't like you. I don't like you. Good, I don't like you. And then, oh, hey, can you pet me behind my ears? Yeah, I got you. You want to ride on my back? Yeah, let's do that again.
Yep.
True.
Very
we have our ups and downs.
Oh, great. All right. I'll be right back.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, guys.
All right, guys. There it is. Episode 3 that you got to see live right here.
No, I really don't.
It was crazy. It was unexpected. A lot of things happened that I didn't expect at all to happen. How this is going to go, I don't know. Why Fox decided to shoot Renard the Fox?
Guys, I will catch you all later.
Decided to shoot his gun in the middle of the house. I have no idea why some of this made any sense. No, but guess what? That's D&D for you. You do things, and you play live in the moment, and whatever happens, and you figure out how to handle your consequences. So, interesting session. We ended last session with my character being upset with the group. We've taken on a cursed weapon.
Things like who we might hit upstairs. I thought of it, but I was...
took on a cursed weapon, was unsure of what was going to happen and how this was going to play out for the group. And it was nuts. It was crazy. It was not ideal for my character or really the group. And then today we get rid of the cursed weapon. We blow it up. Things are going great. We go and meet these people, and you see the group start to come together. They're having fun. We're picking on the person. We're getting our intel, and then all of a sudden things went drastically wrong. And Lord knows where it's going to go from here. So next time we get to see, will we break into this house? Will we find the guards? We got Rocky and Lucy, my character, and Lucy, the bard, kitty cat, basically, going to this festival where you have to be happy, and you've got to put up with all these people parading around you, pretending to be happy, to try and keep the big bad guy away. So what's going to happen there? Who knows? I have a feeling that's going to be a whole different headache, whole different deal. Probably the worst two people, I can't say, one of the worst combos to send to this parade, to this party, because neither one have a great filter or seem to think really past, they think past the moment, but also don't care. Rocky is just one that just doesn't care. He believes in what he believes in, and if you don't like it, he really doesn't care. And then you have Lucy that is just this bounce off the wall sporadic cat that just does her thing. So who knows where this is going to end, where this is going to go. Anything is possible. I'm kind of excited to see the next episode. This is going to be nuts, so who knows? For those of you that did come in and watch, thanks. If you're watching this afterwards, thanks. If you just fast forward here to the end just to get a breakdown, you missed a lot of great stuff, some great funny moments, some terribly funny moments, and some really weird moments as well. So thanks for watching, coming in and hanging out. Don't forget, check in every Wednesday. We're going to be live doing our D&D group. I should be back with some more MCOC streams. I've got a video coming out. I did have a couple of things going on, so feel free to check in. Check out on us on Wednesday. You can also join my Discord server. I can drop a link. There should be a link in the description. If not, you can also follow me on Twitter. Outside of that, guys, I'm out of here for tonight. You guys take care. Have fun. As always, keep on gaming. Adios.